welcome to another episode of Enter the Nerdom. And I'm here with co-hosts.
It's the spooky season.
Spooky season, yeah.
Hey, we're not too far off,
That's
folks.
right.
And my co-hosts here agree with me on that. Co-hosts?
Stan Warrensini.
And what's some Bradshaw with...
And oh, sorry, shit.
Sorry.
My bad.
You
No,
stepped- no, you
I
stepped on his bit.
stepped on your foot.
Stepped on his foot.
Stepped your foot.
No, I was just going to say...
He was going to do a bit and you stepped on it.
I was just going to say, we have a lot to talk about today.
A lot to talk about
A
today,
lot to
guys.
talk about.
But... Sorry,
And
I stepped on you.
I'm the interrupting cow.
Cow?
And interrupting cow, like
Oh.
the knock knock. Who's there? Interrupting cow.
Moo?
Moo. Yeah. Because I stepped on his foot. Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
No, I mean that was
That's
it.
it?
That was
Okay.
it.
All
I
right.
mean that's all I was.
No, I don't want to step on your bit like you did
the
to
bit.
Watson.
I
The
love
bit.
that Angelina Jolie movie, Cow Interrupted.
I mean, I would see that movie.
Yeah, me too.
There you go.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
A lot happened since the last time we spoke to you guys.
Yes.
We got a whole host of things to go through, so let's just start firing off. Obviously, the biggest news that's recently come out is the Deadpool Wolverine movie.
Ooh-wee.
What did you guys think? We all saw it together, except for
Except for me.
Chad wasn't there because
What?
Yeah, what were you?
I was
Yeah.
recording for Mashed again.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
what is that? What is MASH? What is
Mashed
what do you
is
do for them?
a.
Unless you sign something and say you can't talk about it.
No, I mean,
Okay.
I'm not going to talk about what I recorded,
But you can promote what you've
But I can
done.
promote. Yeah, I've done a bunch of different cartoons on their YouTube page.
What?
Nice.
And I played Donkey Kong and some Koopas,
Nice.
some various background characters and whatnot. And it's been always a bunch of fun when they ask me to record for them. So
And I've watched them. You do a really good Donkey Kong,
Thank
dude.
you.
Yeah, it's really good. He plays like a Joe Rogan type character.
yeah,
on his
like that.
podcast.
That's the newest one where it's like making fun of the Joe Rogan podcast, but it's Donkey Kong as Joe Rogan, sort of.
It's great. Yeah, it's right on the money, too.
And so more to come probably down the road.
Very nice. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Congrats. Deadpool Wolverine. What did you guys think of it?
I have my... I had fun watching it. I thought it was a fun movie.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
No.
However,
I
mean, there's a lot of holes in the plot.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, with Deadpool, you can't not have holes.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
But just like
That was a
after
double-
the initial getting out of it and be like, this was awesome, oh my god, all the cameos and everything like that, and then I don't think it is as good as Deadpool 2.
That's fair.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like Deadpool 2 very much.
Really?
I thought this was better than Deadpool 2.
Oh.
I didn't think this was as good as Deadpool 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was something about Deadpool 1, I think because they had such restraint budget, they concentrated more on the characters.
Right.
And not just filling it with whatever.
Well, I think it's the first two had great story.
Yeah.
And you really got those emotional beats with Deadpool.
Yeah.
That you got less of here because the whole him and Marina Bakken's character. I felt they
really
hit a lot of that.
They put kind of his whole
on Logan
posse on the shelf, kind of for most of the movie.
Well, it felt like all the emotion went to Logan for a bit, but they weren't really exploring Logan's stuff either.
Right.
And they both had their own kind of solution, and it worked for me because it was just fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I going into the movie, I didn't think it was going to be a sob fest or anything like that. I thought this was just going to be plain fun. We've been waiting for the two of them to get together for years now, and obviously, the moment that they do, they're going to have cameos. They're going to have inside jokes, deep cuts, very deep cuts, and I thought that was all great, all fan service, all hard not to love it. Obviously, the emotional beats could be a little thin, like the story for them was a little thin, but it still worked for me, and I had no problem. I want to go see it again, actually. So,
Yeah. What were some of the issues you had with it, Watson?
Well, like you were saying, it is a big love letter to the fans.
Yeah.
But it's a very specific fan group.
Right.
Okay.
It's like
That's true.
if you watch superhero movies through the early 2000s.
Yeah.
This is your bread and butter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, like, how many new fans are going to react to those cameos. Like, Wesley Snipes. I mean, we're doing spoilers.
No, we're doing
sorry.
spoilers.
No, yeah.
I mean, most of this is already all over the internet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody's. I think everybody by now has either seen it or at least been sort of spoiled.
Right.
Yeah.
So like the cameo, seeing Jennifer Gardner and
Playing
Wesley
Electra.
Snipes
Yeah.
and like even like the Channing Tatum one is so inside baseball.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like you had to know that
Yeah.
he got announced as Gambit like in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
And he was excited for
Comic-Con.
it. He was developing the movie.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
at Comic-Con. They did a
Yeah.
whole picture with him and all the X characters and like oh well, that was in development hell, and they play with that. He's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I've been always living in the void, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like, wow, if you don't know that stuff, does that even like matter to someone, you know?
True.
And like, you know, the Johnny Storm cameo, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think if anything, though, the cameos of
that might just confuse a lot of people.
true, because like when I saw that scene, I was like, oh, it's gonna be a variant of Cap.
Yeah.
Like the Nomad.
That's what
I
we all
he was
thought.
gonna-
Because he
And
was
then-
kind of dressed like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You saw like the red and the blue on his arm, and I was like, oh shit. But and
So it
then
did get you.
It did. No.
Yeah, no,
get
it got me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Wesley Snipes got me too.
Really?
Yeah. And Electro. Yeah.
I heard rumors of Wesley Snipes, but I didn't think he was going to be it, and it was fun to see him pop up. But the thing is, I think these cameos of the Fox characters now the people who saw the movie might be interested to go check it out. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
for
true.
sure.
Like just to see what it's all about.
Yeah.
And like, oh, they were fun in this. Maybe I'll check out their movie.
And they've been
or-
very shrewd about putting all those movies that are now on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like yeah, we've got it all on our app, you know.
Yeah. Go there but obviously yes, the thing with the Gambit and then some other like when Blade was like, there's only going to be one Blade, and Deadpool looks at the camera,
Like it's
Yeah.
very,
and then it's like it's got to be the super fans that are following the development of these
Yeah.
films,
Right.
So, but I think this movie hits for everybody. The people who follow development, the people who are comic book fans. the
it's
people who
doing
are-
really. I mean, it's doing gangbusters
Yeah.
in terms
It's
of
doing
money.
really well.
And but yeah, so I was just worried that they were putting a lot into that and not into character development. Like,
True.
Like yet
Yeah.
again, like I liked the first movie and even the second one, the story of like all of Deadpool's, like Wade's posse, like
Yeah.
his friends, like Blind Al and everything. And so they were in like the beginning of the movie and then show up right at the end. And I'm
Yeah.
like, man, I kind of want more of those guys, you know?
Mhm.
So I was a little bummed out we didn't get, like, I don't think Colossus did Colossus get a line?
Yeah, he spoke to him at the party.
Oh,
I don't remember exactly what he said, but yeah. He got a line basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a buddy cop movie, pretty much.
Yes.
Right.
And that's the thing with those movies. You're not going to get a lot of character, other than those two, and maybe like the immediate, ones that are next to the bad guy and some other villains and stuff like that. But
I've seen so many Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds has been on every internet show.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they've talked about like their like movies like 48 Hours and Midnight Run being like kind of the influence for this movie and like Planes, Trains, Automobiles is a big one. And I see that. I'm like, okay, you're gonna have to, if you want to take these two guys out of their element and like they have to work together because there's no one else there.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Like you have to kind of ditch everyone else, but
No, yeah. I'm surprised with some of the jokes they got away with in the movie, in the meta sense of like them criticizing Disney. Like
I was very shocked at that. Yeah.
How the multiverse is on the down, like the downhill track, and I forget what other.
Well, he also said, which character did he say it to? He's like, "Hey, welcome to the Marvelverse." It's like you're joining at a low point.
Yeah, like,
holy
and I was
shit.
like, wow, I'm shocked they let them, get away with.
yeah, I was
saying
surprised
the-
they didn't mention Kang once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's still too.
Maybe it's a little. Yeah, it's a little too raw for Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, at least like Disney was able to make fun of itself, and they're able to kind of comprehend and acknowledge that they've been slipping. Recently with a lot of stuff they've been putting out.
Well, they even bring up the multiverse stuff and like we're all sick and tired of it.
Yeah. So I mean, that's why, this is a refreshing thing to see that. Disney is like, okay, they're able to take a step back and be like, yeah, we have been making mistakes and stuff like that. So hopefully, with things to follow, they'll, like Civil War. I mean, not Civil War. Captain America looks promising.
Oh yeah,
So
Brave New World.
I'm this to me actually, this movie kind of revitalized myself on Marvel movies because I was very tired of it. I was
me too.
Not watching anything.
No, me.
And then like this, I was like, you know what? I'm kind of excited now, a little bit.
I think, I know they didn't mean to stop production on a lot of stuff. Like, they were supposed to have, 3 movies come out this year. Like, Cap was supposed to come out this summer. And, obviously, pandemic, strikes, all this stuff kind of push things, you know. So I think it did help them to just put out one movie this year. Yeah. One proper Marvel movie. There's other Marvel movies coming.
Of course.
But, well, they're still supposed to be putting out Harkness.
The show. Yeah.
So
really, I thought that got canned.
No, sometime I think either later this year or early next year they're supposed to. Yeah.
Okay. It's a movie or show?
It's a show.
Oh, show.
Yeah. So who knows when they're going to release it? But
I really think they should pull back from the shows, though.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a little much. Yeah.
I think that's what they're saying they're doing.
Because if you didn't watch any of Loki 1 or 2, you're not going to know the TVA is.
That's true.
So I wonder how people who didn't watch that watch Deadpool and Wolverine and be like, TVA, question. What's that? Or,
they kind of do a quick sum up, like with this agency, we're fixing all these timelines. And being it's not really connected to the show because the character of Paradox is kind of a rogue agent. So he's like, I'm going to just prune this timeline, What do you guys think of the villains, like Paradox and the big one being Cassandra Nova?
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up. It seemed like she was just a kind of a generic antagonist. She didn't really have
maniacal.
She's just there just to. It's not something they have to overcome.
Yeah,
it's just it's more like a MacGuffin for them to kind of chase after or to run away from.
Yeah,
that's it. She doesn't pretend. Obviously, she's a threat to them, but it's not the overall threat that motivates them.
Right.
Yeah. It's a buddy cop thing.
Yeah, and I kind of get they wanted a character that's could be a legit threat. She is I love her power set and the fact it looks very cinematic when she's putting her fingers through the guy's heads and
controlling them and
it's not if they did a character like Mr. Sinister or something like that,
which I was hoping it would be.
But would it be wasted in this film because they want to do X-Men movies?
Probably.
So they probably didn't want to use up a character that they want to bring in the future.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was funny that when Logan has an opportunity to kill her, he says the Xavier I knew wouldn't want you to die; he'd want you to live.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's murdering people to get to her.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is none
of their lives matter.
Yeah.
Well, I think if anything, at that moment, because she before he said that. She was in his head, kind of pulling out his strings of his past, where all of them died and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I think he started to remember Xavier more. He's like, no, I have a choice here.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this choice. So I think it worked, but obviously beforehand he was in his Wolverine rage mode.
Right. What did you guys think of this being the worst, quote unquote, the worst Wolverine? In the universe, he's supposed to be this variant of him.
Which I didn't. I guess it was because he got drunk one night and then wasn't there when the
X-Men got killed.
And I was like, well, that's not really his fault.
No.
How's he the worst?
Well,
I thought they were going to make a backstory where he was he's some type of murderer.
Yeah,
he's
I thought that's
he's
what
a drunk
they
violent.
said because.
He did. He went and he avenged. All he said was he avenged the people that killed the X-Men.
Yeah, he killed. He killed all the sand people.
Right.
It's one of those.
But it's just like, well, who did he kill? Did he kill the people who murdered his team and his family? How's that terrible?
I think that when he said I didn't stop with them.
Yeah,
I didn't stop with just the bad guys.
Yeah, he just kept.
I think he just went
killing.
on a spree.
Which is, I guess, but we didn't really see that too much. No. It was just told to us.
No.
So
well, part of me I thought I misheard it because it seemed like when he came back to the institute, and he saw all them dead or dying, it seemed like the way it was said, he had to put them down,
put them out of misery.
So that's why I was like,
maybe.
I that's why I want to see it again because I wasn't sure if I heard that correctly.
Yeah.
If it was just humans he killed, but I was like, oh, did he murder all of the X-Men?
That would be brutal. Yeah, that would
and that's why he's like,
that could be it.
But because in the whole thing with him having the costume on, I was like, when I have this on, I feel like the hero I'm supposed to be,
right,
or something. So. And that reveal of the hood, I
hood
didn't even think there was going to be the hood. But
no, me neither. That was definitely a surprise. Yeah.
So
I mean, I knew the mask was going to be used because they've been teasing it in a lot of the
what's on the popcorn bucket too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And Tim, before we saw the movie, Tim asked me so how much of the movie do you think he's going to be in the hood or in the mask? And I was like, I'm thinking 30%. I thought we'd see it a lot sooner, and then it wouldn't show up till the end, and then to see it I think it came in about the right time, with that fight scene and everything. I had a lot of issues with the fight scenes. I don't know if you guys thought they were shot well or not. I didn't think they were shot very well.
They were okay. I mean, they definitely weren't anything that I.
I like the director, but exactly. I don't think there was anything the choreography was okay.
Yeah, the only one that I thought was
stab at each other.
Very well done was the. So there's a point where all the different Deadpools fight our Deadpool and Wolverine.
I had issues with that.
Yeah, I mean that was. I thought that was the only one that stood out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I actually like the car fight when it's him and Wolverine in the car.
Yeah,
and they're just slamming it, this close quarter combat kind of deal. I like that, but when it became a sea of Deadpools, they had a few that looked distinct,
right. But most of them were,
and stuff like that. But then most of them were just guys in Deadpool
suits,
and it's just I don't know which one's our Deadpool anymore.
Yeah, and I was hoping that we would keep those variants throughout the entire fight,
right.
So we could see a punk Deadpool, cowboy Deadpool,
or
female
even
Deadpool,
the Deadpool Wolverine Origins Deadpool,
right? Something like that, yeah. But no, there was just there was, like you said, there was a couple of them, but most of them were just
felt like they
guys.
went to Comic-Con and they just grabbed a bunch of cosplayers.
Yeah.
I mean, my two favorite fights in the movie was the Deadpool versus TVA with the bones of
that was great. That was great opening.
Great. So many jokes with that.
Yeah.
And then the first fight between him and Wolverine by the fox. In the void.
Yeah.
And I thought that was well done. But the ones that followed it, the car one was fun, but I was like, I wish it wasn't just in the car. But I like the dynamic of it where they kept it confined. And,
but using the seatbelt to try and choke him.
Yeah.
And although there were some times where, with the Deadpool fight at the end, which it bothered me because when Deadpool gets cut or whatever, he's able to heal fast but all of them it was a delay and then they all get up. I was like, that sort of doesn't make sense.
Like a zombie army kind of.
Yeah, it was like, what is this, the Night King, where they all just.
Well, it was done for dramatic purposes.
No, I know that.
Yeah, but I know what you mean.
But it's just how real time of them going through all of them and from them healing.
Yeah, it did have the one bit that made me laugh out loud was there's a samurai Deadpool and he gets his arms cut off. He's got the little baby arm.
Oh yeah.
And he tries to do the respectful pray hands and he can't quite touch them together. That made me laugh pretty loud.
The thing that I got obviously is because of the movie, but it's are their suits regenerative as well? Because they get slashed up and their suits are fine.
I was expecting more limbs to get cut off as well.
Yeah. But whatever. I get it. It's Deadpool. But overall, I enjoyed it. I thought that I really liked the segment at the end where they did the compilation of all the original X-Men movies.
Oh that was really
with Green Day's music playing in the background.
Get a little teary eyed.
Yeah, it was nice, man. It was nice because we grew up on that stuff.
Yeah.
We've been watching it from and like you were saying, it's like who is this for? It's for the people who have been watching this since the
like,
very beginning. You know,
even all the music cues, all the bye. I mean, that's all stuff from the early 2000s.
Exactly, yeah. And I was fine with that. I was like, it in a way. I was like, this is our thing, quote unquote. It's like our thing because we've been following this since we were young, since we were young
invested
men.
In this.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like they say, this is a thank you to you guys for being with us all these 20 plus years. Thank you. You know. So I was like, thanks. I appreciate that. You know. Thanks.
It's like, thank you. Here's Wolverine in the yellow suit like you've always wanted.
Exactly.
Boom.
What'd you guys think of the costume?
Great. I loved it. I loved it. I know that you flipped out when you saw him without a while ago, but when they revealed he had no sleeves.
Yeah, because all the promotional or like there was a bunch of leaked photos and he had the sleeves on. And I was like, yeah, I get it. He's like 50. He probably hasn't worked out.
No, you were definitely wrong.
I was fucking wrong.
There's a part where he has his shirt off and you're like, get the fuck out of here, Hugh Jackman.
And man. Sean Levy, the director, came out on like Twitter and was like, it's 100% Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's no CGI in that bit.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, obviously a body double and stuff.
Well, there's a part where at the end where they're holding whatever they have to do. I wasn't even paying attention. I was like, whatever.
The MacGuffin thing. The
MacGuffin. They have to hold
antimatter and matter.
Yeah, they have to hold, and he has his shirt off, and you see Deadpool looking at him and like kind of nods, like, okay,
just fucking it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to see that. But yeah, I mean, it was a movie that I enjoyed. Again, they even brought it up. It's a MacGuffin. What they have to do at the end to kind of save the universe, and even though the main villain was kind of just check the box.
Yeah,
just
taken out.
Yeah, it just moved the story along basically. Right. It wasn't really that much of a major figure, but I was really shocked when I saw Wesley Snipes. I was like, holy shit, dude!
Wesley Snipes. Killing it.
Looking great too.
Great. Yeah. His action stuff. I mean, he always used to kill it, but then, some of the stuff you see him do against like a bunch of the Cassandra Nova's henchmen.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, he still got the moves.
Still got it, dude.
Why we bring him back? As Blade. I was disappointed he didn't have a sword, but
I heard a thing of like someone owns the rights to that design.
Oh, really?
Of the sword, so that's why he was using like
the short blade thing.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted that one scene from the beginning of Blade at the club where he like swirls a sword around and then they all fall down, and I'm like,
But you got the line.
Got the line. They're still always trying to ice skate uphill.
I love it. It's so dumb, but I love it.
Oh yeah.
But and even like Channing Tatum as Gambit, I was like, yeah, shit, I could have seen I would have seen a movie with him as Gambit.
Man,
he looked great in the suit. I mean, they went very comic book accurate in the suit too.
Yeah, and he was very grateful that Ryan Reynolds gave him the opportunity to at least play in some form. Which is awesome, man.
Maybe down the line, maybe they'll actually.
Well, I think this is going to open up a lot more doors because how successful it is. So I think he'll probably get a shot. I wouldn't be surprised, you guys. I wouldn't be surprised they're like, you know what, fuck it, bring back Wesley Snipes. Because this is
Mahershala Ali is still trying to make
man, and I feel so bad for him because he really wanted this, but it's just
5 years.
It's not working.
Hey, maybe they could make a movie the story of two blades.
There you go. That'd be cool.
The two cities, twin cities.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. If it was like a younger.
Two Jakes.
Well, because
if it was an older if it was an older. Teaching a younger storyline, that I like that.
Yeah, because I mean, I thought the rumor for a while was Snipes would be in as like the Whistler.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Right,
or I also heard that he was going to be like the Blackula, the Dracula character, the bad guy, and I was like, oh, that'd be awesome too.
That would be great. Yeah. But I mean, it's currently got a 96% Rotten Tomatoes score, like audience score, not like critics are like 70 something. But
of course,
who cares?
But it's like people love this movie, and I think
we've been waiting for it.
Yeah, I mean, where do you guys think Disney's going to go forward with this? Like you said, you think they're just going to be like, okay, let's take our shot, and we can do a whole bunch of tales of different universes now with these characters.
I mean, the biggest complaint about Disney lately with Marvel and Lucasfilm is that they've been going down a path that fans have not been happy with. A lot of people say it's because of politics. A lot of people say it's because they're trying to generate a new fan base that doesn't necessarily exist. I don't know.
Right.
But obviously they haven't been doing well financially because of the decisions they've been making.
Oh yeah.
Whatever the reasons are, it hasn't been going the way that they were expecting to go. So I think now this is going to maybe set it back on the path where it was before. Like, let's just tell a good story to fans.
Right.
The fan base we already have that's already there, and let's just continue to do. Let's go back to that. I mean, they're kind of bringing back the Russo brothers now.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about.
We'll definitely
we'll talk about that. I kind of, like I said, I kind of feel like they might give Wesley Snipes a shot again,
be great.
and they might say, like, Tatum, you want to play Gambit? Let's try it. Why not?
Yeah.
So
sorry.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
The big rumor was a lot of people expected like this movie to show or introduced Marvel's X-Men.
Right.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't.
It doesn't at all. It doesn't touch it at all.
I kind of like it's all kind of one deal. Like there's no like introduction of the next big bad. Like there's no Kang in this. There's no and there's no like, hey, we're gonna go towards this direction. It's just very much its own story.
Yeah.
And so I kind of dug that.
No, it was good.
One thing I was hoping would be in it, and I knew they probably wouldn't go for it. He could have either been the villain instead of Cassandra Nova, or he could have just been a henchman that was just a reveal at the end. But I wanted the Hulk to be the bad guy.
It's surprising we didn't get more of that. We got a little bit of the Hulk in the montage.
Yeah, when he was jumping around.
Right.
And I was like, that would be great if the both of them fought the Hulk in the void.
That would have been awesome.
And I'd be like, oh, man. And they both could get like torn up.
Because you could do like Eric Bana Hulk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. That would have been so
Or like have 3 variations of Hulks there or something.
Oh my God, that would have been awesome. If they just like recreated the comic book cover of Wolverine and Hulk.
Yeah.
Just a quick shot of it.
Well, that's when the brown suit one, he pops the claws and it's Hulk's reflection in the claws. So it's from the cover.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Which
too.
I was like, that's pretty dope.
That would have been amazing.
So that I thought could have been cool. Or like it could have been the Maestro in reference to the old Logan.
Yeah.
Because they did have old Logan in the chair with the shotgun.
And they did a reference when he was jumping through Deadpool's jumping through different universes looking for Logan. He's on the cross.
The classic cover, yeah.
So I was like, oh shit.
And Age of Apocalypse Wolverine was
exactly.
the one hand.
You know what? Also, it would have been pretty cool just to see a glimpse of it, but if he showed up and the X-Men and the Brotherhood were running at each other like the beginning of the X-Men show.
Yes.
Like he's like, oh
shit. And he just jumps away.
Yeah, I thought when Sabretooth shows up.
Yeah.
Which is, it's kind of played for a joke.
Yeah.
But I thought like he would go down quick and then like Leaf Shriver's Sabretooth would be there to like, my turn.
Yeah.
But
I was hoping that fight would be a little bit longer, but I get it. They were just making light of the whole situation.
Right.
Like build up. Like, we've been waiting for this so long. And then, which is fun. But no, and I liked how they stated with the adamantium swords. Yeah. Because, like, in the trailer, I was like, well...
How's it not come through?
How's it not come through? I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it would hit the bone and be like...
Yeah.
Right.
Like, blink, boom, break.
So, I mean, anything else on Deadpool Wolverine? You guys recommend it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm definitely going to watch it again.
Yeah. I want to see it again myself.
I mean, we didn't bring up the Cavill.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's kind of the big reveal.
That was huge, yeah.
He was huge.
Yeah.
Like, I thought
I saw that back, and I was like, who is that?
Personally, I thought he was going to be the one in the casino. But that was a nice flip, and it was still Hugh Jackman.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he was the one on the bike working in the garage. I was like, oh, shit. So, I mean, he looked great with the cigar and everything like that. Oh, and I like they did that small Wolverine.
Oh, the comic book accurate.
Yeah.
5'2" Wolverine. Yeah.
Now, people were posting pictures of Wolverine in the bed with the picture frame. Did they? That actually...
So that just
I must have missed
out.
it in my head.
It just...
they just released a little bit of Hugh Jackman looking at the picture. And it says, like, #1 movie in the world kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, because I know Ryan Reynolds' ad campaign... or he has his own ad business.
Yeah.
That is running all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's very on the pulse of all that. So he was like, let's do a little bit.
So it wasn't in the movie, right?
No.
Okay, cool. I was thinking, I was like, did I miss that?
No, it's just on the internet.
It's just, I think they just posted it on Instagram. Yeah.
I'm surprised Deadpool didn't make any jokes about like him having a thing for Jean and stuff like that.
Right,
Like, oh, yeah.
You're 200, she's 16.
Yeah.
A little weird.
But I'll allow it.
Yeah.
He'll go. But yeah, no.
But I thought, I loved it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought Hugh Jackman did a fantastic job.
Great job.
Bringing some emotion to it, too.
Yeah, there was a couple parts that were pretty serious in the movie.
Yeah.
And, it looked like everyone was having a blast making it.
So. Yeah.
And so going into comic book movies, obviously we had Comic-Con this past weekend. There was a couple of reveals there. More than a couple of them. Yeah. Biggest one was Robert Downey Jr. is going to play Doom in the upcoming. What do you guys think about that? Because we all, when we first started talking about this on our chat, everybody pretty much was like,
it was a weird flex.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about it?
It felt very desperate, especially
it smells of desperation.
Right on the heels of, hey, we're bringing the Russos back.
Exactly.
We got guys. Don't worry, we're bringing the guys that know how to make these movies back. Oh, and guess what? They're gonna bring their favorite actor back, and it's like, I mean, I would have loved like Cillian Murphy to be doing,
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver.
There's a million great actors.
Jason Isaacs.
Yeah.
That would kill that role.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not saying Downey would do a shit job.
Maybe Esposito is the real Doom.
Could be.
Giancarlo.
Oh, he already said he's Sidewinder from.
Oh, he revealed what he was?
Yeah. Oh. They did for the panel for Captain America for New World. Yeah, he came out, and they had. My favorite is Harrison Ford now is contractually obligated to look like he's having a great time at these things. So he came out, he's like, I gotta turn red.
Yeah.
And then John Carlos came out and said, I'm playing. I can finally reveal I'm the head of the Serpent Society.
Oh, nice.
So we're gonna have Serpent Society in there.
That's cool. That's cool.
I mean, I love Robert Downey Jr. I don't know. Again, it just feels like desperation. It feels like they know that their franchise is in trouble, so they're trying to bring everything back to kind of realign it to where it was before, before Endgame. I don't.
There's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of conjecture. No one can really tell why. But a lot of people said that Marvel really went to him and look, we want you to come back. Just for Secret Wars, what have you?
Dump truck of money up to his house.
From what I heard, he's gonna make a shit ton.
Buttload.
Over 50 for sure.
I thought it was 80 million.
That's what I heard too. Yeah,
that's why I said over.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'd like to be a little more accurate.
But I think it was his request is he wanted to be Doom.
Really?
He's like, if I come
think
back,
that's kind of unfair. You can make that request or demand. Well,
he's got a lot of pull there.
Yeah. I heard about the reveal after I saw the movie, and it was. That was when it was revealed, and I was in such a high mood after seeing the movie. I was like, oh man, this was so fun.
Yeah.
And then when one of my friends told me, I was like, oh, they cast Doom, and he was like, you ready? And then it was like Robert Downey Jr. and I was like,
that's what we all felt.
It just dropped.
Yeah.
It just dropped. I was like,
that's what I felt. We're just kind of it was that general I don't know.
It's going to be a little uphill for him to kind of pull this off.
Yeah,
is he doing the Latvian accented version? Is he going to be a Tony Stark variant?
Well, here's the thing.
I mean,
are you going to see his face at all?
It's probably going to be a variant,
because he's got the mask the whole time.
I'm hoping it's a keep the mask on type of situation, because if I see his face at all, I'm just gonna think Iron Man.
Exactly. Are they gonna do the heads-up display thing?
Yeah, and I've seen some of his show on HBO. I forget what it's called. Where he plays multiple characters. Yeah, the Vietnamese spy show.
Yeah,
and he's been in a lot of prosthetic and makeup. It's just okay, I guess if they go that route to scar him up, and
I know, and that's another thing is do you do because Doom's been done so many different ways where he's just a handsome guy with one little scar.
Yeah.
And then that was enough
to mask him up.
Or he's got completely burned features. Yeah. So which way do you go with it?
Well, the main thing I like this because it's RDJ, and I was like, oh man, I hope he's just not going to be Iron Man, Doctor Doom, where he's jetting around.
Right.
And I was like, I want the magic. No one's done the magic.
Yeah,
that would be great.
Doctor Doom yet,
right?
And if they don't do that, I'm sorry. You've lost me. I'm done. But like, hopefully it's a variant, and then that may be why it's more Iron Man oriented or whatever. But and then Doom reveals himself later.
I was gonna say, do you have him like get killed by the real Doom?
That's what I'm hoping. What will be. But like they haven't been able to find the person that they want to be Doom yet, and they're like, well, let's just get someone in there right now, just because we need someone to replace Kang, just to in the time being.
Yeah.
So
and yet again, RDJ, it's a safe bet for Marvel.
Yeah.
Right.
They know how fans are going to react in terms. I mean, you saw Hall H was like,
lost their minds.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how he does. I think all of us. Also, I think the majority of fans are just like,
Well, also, if he's going to appear in Secret Wars and the Doomsday Avengers movie,
which comes out first before Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but Fantastic Four comes out before those, right?
Yeah.
Now, so this Reed Richards is going to have no connection to his Doom.
No.
Which is like, what's the point? I don't get that.
Well, it looks like, because they also revealed some of the new Fantastic Four First Steps movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the title.
They did.
And, it's this it's very much placed in this kind of like Futurama type, it's 60s.
It's like Incredibles.
Yeah, very Incredibles.
That's what it felt like, the trailer. Yeah.
I mean, it felt like the old school comic with the ship with the four on it that they're flying up to wherever to.
What'd you guys think of that trailer?
It was interesting.
I liked it. Yeah, like it's a different. I like that Marvel's trying things that are new.
Yeah,
I agree.
Because there's very much the Marvel aesthetic of movies.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of they all kind of look the same. Yeah. They're kind of shot the same. So doing something with a little bit of design, I like that.
Well, we'll see, because I thought that's where the WandaVision show was going to go.
Right.
I was like, oh, look how different this is. This is so amazing. Wow, this feels so refreshing because it's new. And then at the end, it was just another CGI shit show. So, I don't know. We'll see.
I wonder, though, if they're going to go the route of they don't have... Well, obviously, they did show powers them
that's
depowered.
The same director, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because... I mean, like, are we going to see the origin of them again, or are they already going to have their powers and then...
It seems like we're going to see the origin of them.
But it looks like they've been heroes for a while, because it's like you see like the thing on like a dating game.
Right.
You see, like, so maybe they're already celebrities and they'll
flashback.
Yeah.
But didn't we see the thing prior to him becoming?
Yeah, you see him like in the spacesuit.
Right.
But it could be... Maybe,
so I thought that was like the origin that we're going to see.
Probably, yeah.
Or it could be that and then jumps forward a couple years.
Yeah, I could see that. Because like we've seen it in the 2001, and then we saw it in the new one, the Miles Teller one as well.
That thing was
But I mean, I appreciated parts of that Doom in that one. I was like, okay, we're sort of getting there.
I agree. He had the aesthetic of it. Like he had like the kind of sociopathic kind of feel to him in a way.
Oh, he was like a computer hacker.
Yeah.
Well, ignoring that part of it, but like more he became more unstable.
Right. Yeah, I want like a sadistic Black Panther, basically. Like I want a guy
Javier Bardem,
regal. It's not terrible.
Just if they don't go like Latvian, they could go exotic in
Latin
some other
variant?
voice, Latin variant or Latin variant.
Thank you. I give myself some comedy points.
The points. That's one on the board for Watson. Yes. Here we got to come up behind him.
Yum, 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 comedy points.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, there's options. I remember hearing years ago that they were going to possibly have Doom come out of Africa near Black Wakanda or something.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a great comic book where with T'Challa missing and Doom decides to take on Wakanda.
Yeah,
it's a fantastic book, and like it's very much like a Game of Thrones kind of going for the crown kind of story.
If Winston Duke wasn't cast as Man-Ape, I would say he would be a great Doom.
Yeah,
because
just
him and personal persons of interest, he was a great villain, and I was like, oh man, I could see him being a very stoic character. But obviously Denzel would never do superhero movies because he stated that before. But like Denzel would be a great Doom as well. I could see that being.
He said he won't do superhero movies?
Yeah, he's like, no.
He's doing Gladiator too.
That's not a superhero villain.
I know, but
that's a Ridley Scott. He's done movies with his brother Tony Scott, so he's got to do one for Ridley.
That's true.
He's like, but I could also see.
Was it American Gangster Tony Ridley Scott joint too?
I think so. I believe it was. Yeah.
Oh, maybe it was Ridley Scott then. But I know
he did stuff. For Tony Scott too,
Man on Fire
yeah.
and one or two other ones. I forget the name. But I think there's plenty of like. It would be ridiculous if there is not like a real Doom coming down the line of another actor, because like what are you doing?
Well, and I mean. In the comic books, Doom is known for using a lot of Doom bots.
Yeah,
a lot of like and using psychological manipulation.
Yeah,
to be like, maybe he's supposed to look like Tony Stark.
Yeah,
so that you play on, like
the sympathy.
Can you imagine like the Avengers show up and there's your friend Tony?
Yeah,
like. So maybe it is
plastic surgery or something.
Yeah, this could be a big red herring.
Yeah. Thinking about it, who would have been a perfect Doom, but they wasted him in an earlier movie? James Spader.
Oh,
yeah.
Because like they made Ultron too human. I felt, even though I like James Spader's performance in there,
because he's very much doing a Tony Stark.
Yeah, but like. Watching a lot of Blacklist and then just seeing him be a mastermind and not having to move around as much to control the scene, I was like, I see him pulling off. He's the fucking Lizard King,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a fan of Mads Mikkelsen
as
Doom.
That's what I really wanted it to be.
But he was kind of wasted.
Or bring in a Skarsgård, not obviously not who's Pennywise.
Bill.
Yeah, I think he's a little too young. But like his brother Andrew or Stellan, we get Stellan in there. I mean,
Stellan would be interesting.
He's the scientist now, but like no one really remembers, right? Come on.
No, yeah.
And he's great in Dune, so from Dune to Doom.
There you go.
That's how you pitch it.
He's like, I just have to.
He's also
voice this one.
He's also really good in Andor.
Yeah,
he is.
He's really good in it. I mean, he's good in anything he's in. I mean, he's down Skarsgård.
Him as the Viking in the Arthur movie. From Clive Owen. And
I actually really love that.
It was an enjoyable one.
It's a great cause. Yeah, I like him being a Roman guard.
Yeah.
In Comic-Con, a lot more stuff came out of there. The Comic-Con toys.
Oh, yes.
That Chad wanted to talk about.
Yeah, there were some cool releases. McFarlane, like, I guess there were booths within booths, like areas and stuff like that, which is weird to me. Why, like, if you wanted access to Mondo, you'd have to get into Funko, but I know Funko bought Mondo, so that makes sort of sense there. Mm-hmm. But so there's
everyone's having their own mini cons within the con.
Like I never understand why you would want to do a lottery thing like that. I guess just because you have so many people to control. But like,
it's also building like anticipation for it. It's building hype. It's mostly about hype.
And I'm like, if you got fans of it, you don't need the hype. They're going to be there.
Yeah, they always have limited numbers of stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, guys, come on. We got kids in other countries mining for that material.
So let us enjoy it. Let us enjoy it.
Let us enjoy it. For them, it's for those kids. Yeah. But yeah, so there was some cool releases. One I was able to acquire from the McFarlane booth. My friend's friend was there, and I learned he was able to get in line and grab it for me, and it was the McFarlane Batman Beyond old Bruce Wayne and Ace.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
And I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna take it out of the box. Yeah.
Why? Don't. How about just don't?
How about why not?
No. How about why? How about why?
I mean, but like, how much less space it takes up when it's out of the box, and then
true. But that's not the point. That's not the point.
It hurts my soul a bit.
No, if you want
just buy two.
Buy two?
One to take out of the box and one to keep.
That's an expensive habit.
Well, that's very expensive.
It's very
expensive. It's very expensive.
I had a bit of an anxiety attack the other day because I bought it was a 35th anniversary of Street Sharks.
Oh, wow.
You sent us a picture of it. Yeah.
So I got the Hammerhead guy.
Yeah.
And he was sitting at home, and my kid saw it and was like, ooh, what is that? And I was like, what's Street Shark?
Yeah.
And he just was like, can I open it? I was like, like I don't really have any connection to Street Sharks, but the packaging is cool.
This is your college tuition here.
Well, it's like the packaging's in like it's got this really great cage that the shark is in and stuff. And my kid just started like ripping a little bit of the paper. And I was like, okay, let's just open it. All right, like and it was really fun to open it with him and like play with him, because it had like the little action features and I was like, when I was a kid, this is what and so that was worth opening.
That's awesome.
I was just like,
do you let him play with any of your figures?
I was just going to ask the same question.
How
do you? Your son is how old?
He's 6.
Okay, so like that's a huge age for toys.
Oh yeah.
So how does that work? Because
like
Watson is a huge collector. For those who don't know, Watson is a huge collector of action figures. Yeah. So like every time I go to a con, he buys like 2 or 3 figures. So like, and we've seen like stacks of them in your.
It's pretty bad
in your place. So how does that work with like? Does he know boundaries or is
he
it
does?
Like, how does that
He's
work?
learning patience really well.
Okay, good.
That's good.
There's definitely some stuff he really wants me to open. Like they've been re-releasing all the old Ninja Turtle stuff, like all the original.
I just got a bunch of them from Dan, our friend.
So I have the Turtle Van, the original one, and the Turtle Blimp.
Yeah,
they re-released those a couple of years back, and they're still boxed in there. And I love the box art; it looks gorgeous,
it's beautiful. Yeah.
And my kid is just like, "Ken, let's open the box. I want to get those out." I was like, "Well," so. Yeah, but he's being really good about it. And
that sounds good.
Yeah, and he's got his own stuff, but he loves like the newer Ninja Turtle stuff.
Yeah.
So I went and got like he loves the character Ray Fillet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because Post Malone does it in the movie. And it's just Ray Fillet. So my kid says it all the time. Fillet. So I saw Ray Fillet on the shelf, and I brought it home, and we opened it, and he played with it in the tub. He loves it.
That's awesome.
Hey.
So he's got his own. There's new stuff for him, and then like all the classic stuff for me.
Is there one thing that you would not let him open or touch at all? Is there something?
Ooh, that's a good question. No, because I love him. So
yeah, Yeah, but
yeah,
there's something though.
I mean, like, you wouldn't be afraid that anything he would play with would break.
No.
To a point where, like, I can't really replace that. That's like a lot of money. Or
I have I mean, anything that's classic, that's straight from my childhood.
Yeah.
Like I have a
display or something.
I have a Dick Tracy watch from the movie.
Sick. Oh, sick.
Still in the packaging and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And that's because I had the exact thing as a kid, and I did play with it then and lost it, and so I found it on eBay a few years back, and so that's just I keep that nice and packaged.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
That, pay for his college one day, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that Dick Tracy money, but he did just buy his first Pokemon card that was sleeved, like pressed.
Oh wow!
Like graded card.
Oh
nice.
Really?
So we went to they're doing like a school function kind of thing, and we went there, and it was like at a park, and this lady was there, and she was selling a bunch of like 3D printed stuff, like and they're
cool.
like Pokemons and stuff like that, and we went to check it out, and I was like, oh look, they got a little Pokemon. Do you want to buy one, bud? And right behind all the 3D printed stuff was sleeved Pokemon cards.
Nice.
And he was like, I want a Pokemon card, and I was like, well, they didn't bring too much cash this time. And then the lady was like, we take Venmo. And I was like, God damn it. And I was like, all right, which one do you want, bud? And he pointed at Jolteon. And I was like, okay, how much is the Jolteon? And it wasn't that bad. It was like $20 or something.
Okay.
So he got his first like actual like sleeved graded card. And I was like, hold on to that until college, baby.
Yeah. Pay for your own.
Exactly.
That's
but
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like,
starting the path of collecting.
Exactly. Got to pass on the traditions, man.
Yeah.
Got to pass on the traditions.
Sorry, you were saying.
Oh no, I was just saying like there were some others there that I learned about after the fact. Figures at Comic-Con for McFarlane being some more of the Batman the Animated Series figures, and I was like, oh well, geez, look,
they know how to get you.
Yeah, they do.
It was like it's all nostalgia, just because I couldn't have what I wanted when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So spoil your kids now, and then they won't waste money on it later, right?
Because every time I bring something up in our group chat, you and one of our other friends seem to have had everything.
I mean, it was in the vicinity. I mean, like, it wasn't mine. You know what I mean? So technically, I didn't own it. But yeah. So there was a bunch more reveals for McFarlane stuff. Batman. I think there was actually. They revealed. I didn't know that was going to be there, or I don't know if it was on sale yet. But they're having a Batman Beyond accurate cartoon version for McFarlane.
Oh yeah,
like a skinnier.
Yeah,
and I was like, damn it! Now that I got old Bruce, I'm going to need that Batman.
That's true. And they're going to probably. I think they're going to release the Batmobile that goes with.
The flying
one. Yeah,
ooh. I don't really need that.
Well, you recently bought a Batmobile, right?
Yeah, I Target the big Batman animated classic.
Classic.
And yeah, I was like, oh, this is turning into a bad habit. It's like,
and it's just a space suck too, because it's like I bought pretty much all the Batmobiles at this point. I got the Tumbler around the same time.
Oh wow, jeez.
Which came with Morgan Freeman, which looks awesome. And then I did just buy that same Batmobile, and so I have a nice little lineup. And of course, at this Comic-Con, they revealed the Batman Forever Batmobile.
Yeah,
that comes with the Michael Goff Alfred.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
and it is completely light up.
Yeah,
I was like, damn it, there goes some more money.
I was shocked to see the Batman Forever figures. Like the Two-Face looks amazing.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh well. It's like, even though I'm probably not going to get those, I was like, they do look pretty good. Yeah. So but there was that, and I think there was for the NECA booth, they showed a couple cool reveals, like for the old school monsters. There's some more coming out.
Yeah, yeah.
And some of the turtle stuff, they're going off in weird places where I don't need to follow. A lot of
animated stuff.
Yeah. They're doing a new shredder that I may try to get. But other than that, I don't think
was I'm gonna... the battle damage?
No, he had the chef hat on. In the,
the
video,
the classic cartoon one. Yeah.
Because even though I already got one in a set, I don't know what technically is different with this one. But depending on what it is, I may get it.
And their NECA's big announcement was they're going to do the 2012 Ninja Turtle sets. Like they're going to do those characters now.
Oh, the Nickelodeon one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would like if they did the 2003. I know Super 7 just released the 4 Turtles,
which look really great.
They do. I would only get them if they did a shredder, really. But Super 7 charges so much for the figures.
Their articulation's not great. No. Like I prefer the NECA articulation.
Yeah, so. No, NECA does a great job. Mondo's going hard into figures now too. And I'm like, Jesus, because they revealed the real Ghostbusters. They're doing, and I was like,
and like really, like
they really the cartoon, really good. Like the artist is a big fan of the show. I think his name is Mike Rizzo, who did the inking or the painting of the figures, and
they're pretty large scale too.
Actually, it was 7 inches because it was saying. There was a little sign in front of one of them saying a 1/6, and that usually is like 12 inches. Yeah. But then, like I was seeing them, and it was saying 1/12, like 6-7 inches tall. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Because Sam Hain, the pumpkin evil Halloween. It comes in like a dual pack with each Ghostbusters. You get a ghost, but I think I would probably buy
the Boogeyman's one of them, right?
Boogeyman, it comes with like Egon.
Oh, it's sick.
And then they're gonna have Ray and Winston come out later with. But I don't know if I'd get the double pack with the ghosts or just buy because you could also buy the Ghostbusters separately down the line. So I don't know what I'll do when that happens.
I wonder how. I mean, because I know Hasbro has the rights to Ghostbusters, and they've been putting out the 6-inch figure line. Yeah. And they've also been doing the re-releases of the old school ones. Yeah. So I wonder how technically that works with rights.
I think Mondo's pretty good with making deals with. Plus, with them being owned by Funko now, I think they have more power to get rights to different things. Yeah. And speaking of Mondo, my good friends Ryan and Casey, thank you. Shout out to Ryan and Casey.
Shout out to Ryan and Casey.
They were able to get to the Mondo booth and pick me up a vinyl of the video game soundtrack for Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, wow.
So, and the artwork looks amazing with Venom taking on Miles.
Their vinyl stuff is great.
Yeah. I'm a big vinyl collector of their stuff.
Yeah. Did you have the animated series, the Batman animated series?
I got volume 2 of it. I wasn't able to get volume 1.
I didn't know they made a vinyl of that. That's
it was a selection of
laser cut to the bat symbol shape.
No way.
Oh no, that was a single cut of just the theme music.
Yeah.
But they made a big volume set of each. There's like 5 records in there, and each one's a different episode, and it has the theme artwork of each episode.
You guys, we're so broke.
So come on, seriously.
No, it's like I probably need to see a therapist just because you got to stop buying these old. You don't need them anymore. I was like, I do though.
Yeah, but you do though.
I don't have anything else.
Yeah.
I need these things. Okay, you don't understand. They keep me sane. So I got that. I missed out on the Amazing Spider-Man 1, the Marvel's Spider-Man. So if that comes back in stock with Mondo, I'll probably pick it up at some point just so I could have the two of them together. But, I got a bunch of soundtracks from Mondo, like Hook I got from them.
Nice.
Beetlejuice, Batman. Yeah. And I sent you a link to the one with the comic book and stuff. I don't know if you pulled the trigger on that, but
I didn't know. It was like,
that's good. I mean, you already just bought a big old Batmobile.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely. It's like I can't justify spending any more this month.
And just that what puts the nail in the coffin there is that Comic-Con's like near the end of the month, right when people need to pay rent.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like come on, guys, come on. So I'm glad I got those 2 things, and maybe one day I'll make it to San Diego Comic-Con. And
I was, speaking of San Diego, the only thing that really kind of disappointed me was DC's panel. I don't know if you guys heard.
No, I don't.
No, what?
They revealed a logo. Like, they revealed their DC Studios logo. It's just a DC logo from, like, the 70s.
Oh, yes. I saw
like, they made a big deal about a logo. I'm like, you guys, like, why are we not seeing a Superman trailer? Or a teaser?
Yeah.
You guys are finished filming. Like, put something out. Like, get some hype going, Like, you just... Or they announced that, they're doing that... Green Lantern show finally. It's like put something out there. I mean, they put a trailer out for Creature Commandos.
Yeah, they did.
Saw that.
Which looked good.
Yeah, it's okay.
It looks very kind of like very Harley Quinn and show kind of thing.
Yeah,
I feel like it had potential of like the DC AU movies that they've been putting out, like Assault on Arkham, type of thing,
But this, I mean, when they announced that, when we covered Comic-Con 2 years ago or something, when they announced that, they were like, these actors who are going to do these voices are going to be these characters in live action too. Why weren't those actors on stage? Like, have them show up as those characters or something.
Did they have the actor that's playing Superman up there or not?
No, they didn't.
Oh, wow. What the
They didn't have anything to do with Superman.
Okay, that's very strange.
I wonder if, like...
That's why I was like, their big thing was the logo reveal?
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if, like, they're saving it for, what's the thing Warner Brothers does now with the DC fandom online thing?
Well, they
were streaming.
Done that
they
in a
usually...
while, but...
No, they did one, like, I want to say half a year ago, maybe, something? Or I could be totally wrong, but... And I'm making that up in my head.
What year is it?
What year is it? But maybe they're planning to do another one of those. I don't know. But there's not much DC properties to promote, so why would you have one thing?
I don't know. I just feel like you got to start planting the seed at some point.
Yeah.
For that, and like
exactly.
Comic-Con's huge. Have a trailer. Give everyone a red cape or something.
Yeah.
Like it felt like Marvel took the steam away from anyone.
Maybe that's why they didn't, because they were like,
they didn't want to compete.
Like they got Deadpool, they got all this other stuff to reveal, and then
because they revealed also like the Thunderbolts, for Marvel, and there was a few things they put.
So they probably were like, well, we don't want to look less than to Marvel, so we'll hold back for a year or whatever.
Yeah, maybe next year they'll come strong.
Yeah. So
because they should have stuff for like Batman 2 at that point and.
Yeah, no, Batman 2. The Penguin show comes out in the fall.
They did drop a trailer for that.
Yeah, there was a new trailer of that. That looks.
It's very Sopranos.
I'll say there's very Sopranos in that, but like that newest trailer, looks even better than what they've shown, like the teaser and beforehand. Because you really see, like, I didn't know they were doing Falcone's daughter was actually in Arkham Asylum. I was like, oh, okay, so she's gonna be bonkers.
Yeah, because that's straight out of the like Long Halloween story and stuff.
And then so I wonder what other characters they might pull that they didn't show us, because Clancy Brown's playing Sal Maroni.
Yeah,
which is a great casting for him. And
I want more freaks though, man. Like
me too, man. Like that.
That's the thing.
It feels very Gotham.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, the thing is, like, if you introduce too many freaks before Batman is, like, I would want him to be more of a presence for those people to show up, because, like, I don't think there's just like
I know.
Penguin is more of a ground level criminal.
I know.
Where that's not going to draw out this crazier.
I know this is his ascent. I get it. Before he becomes like a supervillain, but like you could do like little teasers there. You know.
No, I mean
like have Clayface's character. What was his name? The actor. You know, in
Hardigan.
Clayface, the guy who was originally Clayface, the actor, in the series.
In the series.
Yeah.
Hagen.
That's it. Like have Matt Hagen be like, you know, in the background. Oh, he shows up to the club or something. Well, like that. That something like that. You know?
That could be the case.
They did kind of tease Two-Face, right? Like
it seemed like,
I think Harvey might
be showing up.
But again, that's kind of very Gotham-ish. Yeah. You know, it's like, here are the villains before they become villains. You know,
for me, it's like we went through, 10 years of the Nolan films.
Yeah.
3 movies which were very grounded.
Yeah.
We finally get to like Affleck, and it's like, okay, now we can bring out the freaks. We can bring out the crazy stuff. And we never got that because he never got a solo film, And so I'm just like, and then we've gone back to this kind of very real way of doing it. I'm like, oh man, we're never gonna get to a giant mud monster.
Yeah, well, can I get some Clayface?
I think that'll be
Killer Clark. Yeah,
I think that'll be with James Gunn's Batman. We're gonna get that.
Well, we'll see. Yeah,
I mean, it was
was also very grounded in and of itself. That movie,
Which one?
Oh, excuse me. I'm just thinking of Matt Reeves. My bad.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
No, but like that's the thing. I don't see Matt Reeves breaking the tone of his.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Universe. Yeah. I mean, if any, because obviously there's been rumors of Hush being the villain in 2,
or the first one. Yeah.
I forget the other Clayface, but like a more grounded Clayface.
Same kind of thing they're doing for the Cape Crusader show.
Yeah. So I mean, and I think he's producing that show too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see if anything the ground level villains that can be made sense of, like Two-Face. You could do that. You could do a bunch of the other serial killers that would pop up.
I wouldn't mind seeing some Zaz.
Or
he was kind of in Gotham.
Oh yeah, that was another rumor. Dr. Pig.
Dr. Pig would be great
for Batman 2, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So
it's a very Silent Lamps kind of thing.
I personally think you could get away with doing a Mad Hatter in this universe. So
Mad Hatter would be good.
I hope he picks something creative to keep us in that world. But
we almost got a Firefly.
We almost did.
We almost got a Firefly, and they canceled the Batwoman
God damn it.
show. I mean,
maybe James Gunn will be cool and be like, hey, grab that out of the vault and
what's this old tape? And kind of blows it off.
Just leaks it to.
I mean, it worked for Deadpool.
Hey,
yeah, exactly.
It wasn't supposed to happen. And that whole footage got leaked.
Yeah, but I have my hopes up. I mean, I regardless, I'm still excited for Batman 2 and the Penguin because Colin Farrell does an awesome job. But yeah, it's got Soprano vibes mixed with some other interesting tropes of just like him and his mom, and
I was watching that going, like, how old is he supposed to be in this? Because he looks 70, and then his mom is like 50. I'm like,
well, when you're probably overweight like that in a city that breaks you down, you probably look older than you probably
That's
are.
True.
He's
That's
like,
true.
I'm only 22, ma.
22, ma. And he gets. I wonder if that's a character that young kid who's like, I want to help.
Oh yeah. Maybe if it.
I don't know. Like it's a hidden name or something like that.
That would be interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And I hope throughout the show we better hear that Batman is present. Like he's not just forgotten about.
The rumor is that Pattinson will be in it.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yet again, who knows?
Hey.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Speaking of trailers, we also checked out the Hellboy trailer and the new Rings of Power trailer.
Yes, yes.
Let's do a breakdown on both of them. Let's do the Hellboy trailer first. What do you guys think of it?
I'm from the teaser that we initially saw like months and months ago. This looks way better.
Definitely.
I'm shocked. Like, I think obviously it's going to be hard for the main guy playing Hellboy to meet up to the expectations of Ron Perlman's and David
Harbour.
Harbour.
The bar is set pretty high.
Yeah. And I think with the subject matter of the plot of the movie and how contained, and it's not like end of the world, it's more of the small stories that you'd get in the comics. I was like, okay, I think this could work. And
because the comics were written like a procedural.
Yeah,
you know? Right. And so like going kind of towards that, I think it's smart.
Yeah.
And I get like it's supposed to be set in like the 50s, so he's supposed to be a young dead Hellboy, inexperienced kind of thing. Doesn't ring, not as cocky, as confident.
Right.
I still don't like the makeup. It's
still
rubs me wrong a little bit.
Yeah.
It's hard because I think the Perlman look was so spot on to the book.
The comic book,
yeah.
And he had that kind of like
I will say
massive
though,
lantern jaw.
Yeah.
This one is a little similar to the book because he's lanky too. Like like in Perlman's and Harbour's, he was a little more stocky, but here,
the gorilla look.
Yeah.
Kind of
so I think it has its attributes that it can work here, and like from the action that we see, his movements are pretty good too. And
what do you think of his voice, like the Hellboy voice?
I mean, there were moments where it's sort of like he was doing an imitation of like Perlman, or more Perlman than Harbour, because I forget that one-liner he says where it's like where before he shoots the gun. I was like, okay, that sort of sounds like you don't hear him speak a lot in the trailer. So
no.
I wonder if he'll speak here and there, and it's mainly the character he's with, the girl, carrying the dialogue. Maybe I don't know.
And he's a British actor, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So it's gonna be very Walking Dead Brits doing Southern accents.
But I also wonder if
Andrew Lincoln could pull it off.
Yeah. I also wonder if we see his technical quote unquote dad, the guy who found him.
Oh, Broom,
Broom, and any of the other sidekicks, maybe briefly or not.
Well, I think the point of this is it's a very self-contained thing where they don't have
all they're
kind of stuck in the
because he does
out in the ship basically.
Yeah, and he has that agent with him.
Yeah. But you don't see much other than that.
No, So I'm
small cast.
If anything, I could see this being a TV show.
That's what I was thinking.
This could be the pilot for it, and
a
mixture of supernatural. The show is supernatural mixed with a procedural show.
Yeah.
So if they want to do that, I wouldn't hate it. I'd be like, hey, Hellboy show, go for it.
Exactly.
So maybe a mini series or something.
Yeah, mini.
I think it'd be awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Put it on HBO.
Right.
Definitely.
What did you guys think of the Rings of Power trailer? I know this for the season 2. I know that this first season has gotten a lot of mixed reviews from fans. I never I watched. I couldn't I watched first episode. I was like, I'm good on this.
Yeah, I was the same way. Where it's after. I don't think it wasn't the fault of the show or anything. It was just kind of like anything that's like a prequel. It's like, well, I don't care because I know where the story's going to end up, right?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't help when your main character is kind of unlikable too.
Right.
That was my big. I was like, why should I root for this person?
Well, there was also that because if you look at the original movies, there were moments where there's dialogue, they're talking, but then we earn these action moments, and in that first season, not a lot of action at all. Right. It's all talking. It's all set up for something.
People just making a lot of dumb decisions that don't make any sense. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, like I never finished the first season, but from this new trailer they released for season 2, I kind of want to watch the rest just to see. I was like, okay, because from this trailer it looks promising. I mean, the way it's edited, it makes it look
cinematic
cinematic, more Lord of the Rings than it was.
It's very epic in scale.
It seemed like they learned from last season,
right?
But go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's funny because there was this whole thing about they weren't supposed to lean into the aesthetic of the movies because they're very much two different productions. So it's like it's funny because like the design of the Balrog in this looks just like the one in the movie, and they even like do a lot of like homages, like I need your axe, you know? It's like remember berries? You remember the movie?
That's the thing. It's
Sauron's crown looks the same, even. Like
well, I mean, like if that's in the book, they can take it, right? I would think. That's how it looks.
I don't know if there's actual like pictures of it though. In the book.
I know in the books you could get nowadays, there's actually drawn images like the Balrog.
Well, that's just because you draw in the books.
Well, no, but the Balrog in the book does not look like Peter Jackson's Balrog.
No,
so
But this Balrog.
But yeah, they obviously took Peter Jackson's Balrog,
right? Instead of like basing it on a different, you know.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean,
I guess they're just kind of walking that line.
I'm in my head. Obviously, I'll never connect the two because one is severely superior to the other,
of course.
But like I want to see where they go with this. Even though it's too close to. Like timeline wise, I'm like, dude, you could have went further back, where I wouldn't know, and like the people, like they're trying to slowly introduce people that we know, and I'm like, you don't need to do that. That shouldn't be.
I mean, the kind of the good thing about this is like in the these characters live for thousands of years.
That's true.
Right.
That
so
is
it's
true.
like this could be at any point.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, no. So from the trailer, I'm intrigued by it. So I'll give it a shot, but obviously, if it was just a misleading trailer, then I probably won't. Continue it.
They just pulled all the action beats. From the whole series.
Yeah, it's a good trailer. It's an entertaining trailer.
Yeah, but that's what I'm worried about. Is like, is it just a really good trailer?
Yeah.
Is the trailer just being deceptive?
It's like
and
a
the
lot
rest
of
of the
video
show is
games
going to
now.
be and the rest of the show is just going to be like the first season. I don't know. I don't know if they can really come back from this, because even though this trailer does, I agree with you, the trailer does look really good. I don't know how a lot of people were turned away from after the first season. I think they only had something like 30 or 40% of the people finish the entire show. So it's like, I don't know if anybody is going to want to come back and see
and this is like
finish this.
$1 billion show.
Multi-billion. For both these seasons. So I don't know if they'll be able to repair the damage they've already kind of done to their own franchise. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Next season, Gandalf just hangs out in an apartment.
Pew, pew, pew.
And speaking of cons, I went to Midsummer Scream this weekend.
Yeah, how was it?
It was great, man.
Did it make you scream?
It made me scream. Midsummer Scream is the annual Halloween convention that's held in Long Beach, Long Beach Convention Center. It's basically, a Halloween convention. It's got panels. It's got the floor show where they have vendors. They have the Hall of Shadows where they have mini mazes set up. Different companies that run haunts throughout the Halloween season will set up haunts that, and by haunts I mean a maze, that generally fits like about in the size of a garage is how they kind of define it. They're mini haunts. And so you can go through there. They got scare actors in there. Mott's Scary Farm had a panel there. Halloween Horror Nights, Universal Studios had a panel there, and where they typically reveal this is our new character for this year. We're bringing back this. Where this is the new maze we're having, and these are some of the artwork. How panels go. This year was even more exciting because we have Dark Harbor, which is held at the Queen Mary. The Queen Mary event came back this year. The last time they held it was in 2019.
Wait. What happened to Shacktober?
Shacktober is it looks like it's
the
gone.
real reason
Looked like it's gone because I heard bad things about it. But
nothing is spookier than Shack.
It's true. Yeah. Well.
He just comes out with the shadows.
That or actually how
not
great Shacktober was from what I hear. So that was the more spooky part.
Come on, you get free pizza.
Not Shaq's fault.
Shaq.
Well, see, so that company, 13th Floor, they also run the up at Griffith Park. They run the Haunted Hayride.
Yeah.
So the first year that they did Shacktober, I think it was 2021 or 22, something like that. And so the Haunted Hayride, for those of you who don't know, you get on a bunch of tractors and they take you through Griffith Park where there's
going to be the Haunted Shack ride.
Haunt attractions. Yeah, there's haunts as you move through the event, and then they have a couple mazes where you can go through mini mazes again to an extent, a little bigger, but Anyhow, the year that they did Shacktober, it looks like they took some of the money from the Haunted Hayride and redirected to Shacktober. So the Haunted Hayride was not that great that year because they cut back on 2 and 3 mazes. I think this was 22, if I'm not mistaken. So I wasn't too pleased with that. I was like, what the fuck, man? You know. But whatever. This year, this year, the Dark Harbor, which is the Queen Mary event, is back. It's been gone since 2019 because obviously we had the pandemic, and then the Queen Mary started taking on water. Yeah, so they had to shut down the hotel that's there. Luckily, they got the repair. Long Beach was able to get the repairs done, and now the hotel's open, and we're gonna have the event this year.
Yay! I mean, I don't know how it could take on water. It's a ghost ship. It should be just floating automatically. Like
it's a ghost ship.
Yeah, it's a ghost ship.
It's not a ghost ship. It's docked at the San Pedro Harbor, Long Beach.
It's a ship of ghosts.
Yeah, it's a ghost ship.
A ghost ship is a ship that's missing, and people occasionally see it in the open sea.
People occasionally see it in October, right?
And year round. There's a hotel on it.
Not many people go.
I mean, well, they do. I mean, I saw it this weekend when I drove by it. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was
so it was a ghost ship.
Yeah, an occasional ship that pops up from time to time.
Interesting.
Ghost ship.
So it only popped up for me.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel special.
Call in right now to tell us if a ghost ship is a ship filled with ghosts or a ship that is a ghost.
It's a ship that is a ghost.
We're talking Bermuda Triangle ghost ship that will appear, and Piano Wire will.
If you replace all the boards of a ghost ship, does it cease to be that ghost ship?
Interesting. Anyway, Dark Harbor is back this year. They have a couple mazes on the ship itself, and then they have a couple mazes outside. So it's like a carnival atmosphere, and then they have I think 3 or 4 mazes outside. And they had a panel because everybody's very excited that they're back this year. And in my opinion, Dark Harbor, the Queen Mary, and Knott's Scary Farm are the best haunts that are out there. They're neck and neck. I think that Knott's has it on them because they have an entire theme park. But Halloween Horror Nights is good. A lot of it is overrated, though, unfortunately.
I feel like you got to come up with a rating system.
I should. Two spooks.
Yeah, you go.
No, but let's not use that. Never mind. Take that back. Take that back. Yeah, that's, yeah. I was thinking like little ghosts.
Yeah, two spooky ghosts.
But two spooky ghosts. Two specters. Like, yeah, take that back. Edit that.
I thought we were in Gran Torino.
3 jack-o'-lanterns.
There you go. Yeah, like you can do a little, and then maybe after you visit them all, we can release. We'll put it on the Instagram, like your ratings next to each one.
There you go. Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Stan spooky scale.
There we go.
Yeah, there you
go. That works.
Spooky meter.
Spooky meter. I like that.
No, because that's SS, and after I just said that, let's not do that. So yeah, let's not do that.
I like alliterations.
You did that on purpose. You bastard. But yeah, we went I was there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is the duration of the event. With my girlfriend Julie, she went as a ghost face with a bedazzled
really good
mask. Because she made it herself. It was really cool. She, I think she got some stuff from like Michael's.
We should
or whatever.
post some of your pictures to the page.
I will. Yeah. Yes, Michael Myers store, craft store. And she went as like a female ghost face with the bedazzled mask. Pretty cool. Took a bunch of pictures, a bunch of other ghosts because there are a lot of ghost faces there.
200-pound guys.
200-pound guys.
Yeah, like 7 foot.
Oh yes, yeah.
She immediately had the strength.
So I only saw one ghost face that I was like, that guy's legit. So he was a tactical ghost face. He had a military vest on and a Kevlar helmet and he had the height and so but there was the other guys were like 5'6", 5'7". It's like,
what's wrong with that? I'm 5'8".
I'm 5'8", but in order to be a intimidating ghost face, you gotta be like 6'2".
You can't be a short king ghost face.
Put those Doc Martens on. That'll give you another 2 inches, bud.
That's true. Well, 2 inches. I mean,
if
you're 5'8", that's not
5'11", right?
Yeah. 6 feet. There was actually a guy there who had a screen accurate ghost face outfit and you could see because it has the screen accurate ones have that like silver like hue to them.
Oh right.
You know, like that like kind of silver sparkle to them.
Yeah.
And I was like, that thing is not cheap, dude. Holy shit. Yeah. But he didn't have the height. No.
Well, I would love to do the costume from the latest one where the convenience store where it's a hoodie.
Yeah.
Like just a regular black hoodie.
Right.
And then the ghost mask.
I think they have the toy of that right now, right?
Is there?
I think they do. Yeah.
With the
shotgun?
shotgun?
The shotgun,
yeah.
tactical vest.
That's definitely like one of the most of all the Scream movies. That's probably one of the most tense scenes.
Yeah.
In the entire franchise,
because
the rest of them have been kind of like, they've been all right, you know.
Like you never seen him not care about
other people. Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh shit!
Well, when the guy's like, "What are you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
What's up?" And he kind of like tilts his head at him and just fucking stabs him in the neck. Yeah, it's like holy shit, dude.
I was like, all right.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a great event. I went to the panel for the Queen Mary event and for Not Scary Farm. I was hoping that Not Scary Farm would reveal a couple more things like they did last year.
Yeah.
Some more they kind of didn't. I think last year they did a big reveal for the new mazes and a lot of their merchandise because it was the 50-year anniversary of the event itself.
Yeah.
So, but this year they're kind of it kind of seems like they blew a lot of their budget for this last year.
Right.
You know, so this year they're like, hey, what's going on? Like, let's bring out the costume design. Still a great panel, but it was just kind of like. Everybody was kind of like, okay, what's the new of maze? And they kind of didn't go in a lot of detail.
They didn't disclose any of the mazes?
Not really, man. It was mostly like a history of the event and the people that work, which is, again, still a great panel. All the people that make it work.
Tell us the maze.
Yeah.
Tell us the maze.
But they didn't go into a ton of detail. Well, who did also have a panel there this year, though, was Fright Fest, which is Six Flags Magic Mountain. And they revealed a ton of shit because now they're talking about they're doing 20 mazes and scare zones.
What?
Which in the past...
That's huge.
Yeah, so this is what I'm thinking is happening with Six Flags. Six Flags event is Fright Fest. It's always been about like 5-6 mazes and like maybe 2 or 3 scare zones. They've been pretty good, but they've never had a big like IP thing that's mostly like Halloween Horror Nights.
Right.
You know, some Not Scary Farm has that. Not Scary Farm has some IP stuff every now and again. But Fright Fest has always kind of been their own thing. They've got like this Red Riding Hood maze. Right. It's kind of like...
Which is weird because they have all the Warner Brothers stuff there.
Right. So,
it's like,
I think they only have the rights for the characters for Looney Tunes. It seems, and maybe like a little bit of the superheroes.
Yeah, the DC
But that's
stuff.
it. Like they can't do a lot of... However, last year they did have... they had The Conjuring and Saw. And so that's back this year. And this year they also have Trick or Treat. So, which is pretty interesting. So the writer and director of Trick or Treat, we were just talking about Sam, he came out, he spoke. So they're doing a maze for that. That's not exactly new. It's new for Fright Fest, but we've had a Trick or Treat maze at Halloween Horror Nights for a couple years now. It's
Is there a Six Flags out here?
Yeah. Magic Mountain.
Oh, okay.
Never been?
It's in Valencia.
It's in Santa Clarita. Yeah, Valencia.
I don't know. I just didn't, for some reason, didn't think there was a Six Flags out
It's
here.
like less than 20
Call
minutes.
now if you want us to take Chad on a roller coaster.
Video. It's like less than 15 minutes from here.
It's like, no, I'll chew on a bullet instead.
Yeah, Chad does not like things moving fast.
No. Like on our way to Santa Monica Hook. I was getting a little nauseous on those turns you were making. I was like, oh, here we
I
go.
drive pretty aggressively. Yeah. But Six Flags had a panel there, and they're going big. I think what's going on with them is they're trying to compete now with Knott's and primarily Halloween Horror Nights, which is their main.
They're getting cocky
in the area. Yeah, it's their main competitor in the area. So
they're going for the crown.
Yeah, so I think that this year they announced a couple of new mazes. They announced new scare zones. And so they were proudly on stage bragging, as they should, like, we're the largest Halloween event. They're igniting. Well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that.
We'll see how they rate.
We'll see how they go. Yeah,
on
exactly.
Stan's spooky scale.
Spooky? No. But yeah, maybe I'll give it 3 jack-o'-lanterns.
There you go.
Or 4. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
SJs?
SJs.
Yeah. Stan's jack-o'-lanterns. SJs.
SJLs?
I guess so, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's abbreviated. Because the other one's SSS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Nah.
And so So we'll see how it goes. I think that they're pouring a lot of money into Fright Fest, pouring a lot of money into their event this year, trying to compete with Horror Nights. I think they can pull it off. The mazes last year's, particularly the Saw one and especially the Conjuring one, were pretty good. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to see what they do. They've only had a couple scare zones. They're gonna have a lot more this year. So and
that's what worries me is that they're doing too much now. So it might dilute what they have.
It could.
Instead of like really paying attention to a few and do them.
Well, so that's what they've been doing in the past couple years, and it's worked. But I think that they're trying to draw in more guests because I think they feel that they can draw in more.
Yeah.
And so I think it's possible. I think maybe next year, depending on how well they do them, maybe they'll tone it down a little bit.
Right.
But if this year they blow it out of which 20 scare zones and mazes it's
massive.
It's more than any of the other parks.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. And I have a good feeling they can pull it off.
I think for whoever's park wants to do this, I mean, I guess whoever would have rights to Scream, or they could just pick another random killer if they wanted to. But I think like for the people working at the park, as people are being scared by the random people dressed up, there's a story going on. Like how you go to a Ren fair and there's stories of the characters. There should be stories going on at the Fright Fest, at the Halloween Horror Nights. And, there's a killer on the loose, and he's, like, taking out random workers that are like, would you here, come get a churro? And then he gets stabbed in the stomach, and his guts come out. He's like, churros are $2.
They're delicious.
They're delicious. And then it's just...
The blood is just like cherry syrup.
And,
so
like,
you can just, like
maybe there's a tour guide.
Dip your churro in my cherry viscerous.
It's like, oh, it's a nice dip. Yeah, and then there's a tour guide taking people around, and then the tour guide gets killed. We're like, oh yeah, if we go right over here, you see down this alley here, and just stabbed in the stomach again, and it's like,
bathroom's around the corner.
Oh man, let's get on the metro line here. So
on the metro line?
Sorry, I meant the shuttle, or I don't know if anyone has a shuttle really, other than Disney.
Metro,
monorail. Monorail. That's
no, they don't have monorail.
No.
They got a shuttle at
They have
Six
a lot
Flags.
of stabbings too at the Disney Halloween events.
Yeah,
it's LA, so
I mean, if work. I mean, you could go like there's a Jack the Ripper on the loose, type of thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. They did have a pretty...
Menendez brothers.
Oh, jokes. OJ, the juice is loose.
He's the one stabbing the churro worker.
It's zombified OJ.
Don't worry, as long as you're not blonde, he's not going to go after you.
Yeah, you can't libel him no more. He's dead.
Yeah, I know.
Can't slander him.
So you get Baron Samedi to bring him back from the grave like a zombie.
It's like a Weekend at Bernie's, but with OJ.
And every time the music starts,
he jumps into a white Bronco. Yeah. Oh, the corpse is on the loose again.
Oh my God! Yes,
he runs his own juice stand. He's like, come on.
Patent pending. We're trademarking this idea. TM.
Oh yeah, so we'll Midsummer Scream. It was great fun. I can't wait for the Halloween events and for OJ to run around stabbing people in the parks. It's going to be great. Speaking of cool shits, I'm trying to look for an angle here, and I fucked it all up because you guys are throwing
left you high and dry with that.
Segue that, you bastard!
God damn it! Romulus, the new trailer recently came out.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And I think last episode I had talked about why are they so young. It's just like it seems like that's a thing.
WB show.
Yeah, well, it's that, but it's like TV shows and movies have been doing this a lot lately, where they're just pulling like these young cast members that are straight out of Central Casting. They're basically models. The Book of Boba Fett show was guilty of it.
Right.
A lot of different. I mean, you can name a million different. Whereas like when the first Alien movie came out,
they were,
and the first Thing movie, it was like all these like middle-aged like men that look like blue collar.
Harry Stanton was like 54.
Yeah, man, and they're like, but they all look like blue collar guys who like. They're just going through the day, working their shift, and it's a hard life, and they'd like to drink after work, and that's what it looks like. And I miss those.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. I missed that. But in the new Romulus trailer, there was a little bit of a reveal. You said,
Chad? There. It turns out that because beforehand there was like this is our only way out type of, and they would hint at it, and then this new one it kind of revealed that they're kind of scavengers and thieves almost. So they find the abandoned ship or the station Romulus, and they're trying to get probably materials they could sell, or
they know it's a company station that's just sitting in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
right.
And they've got I think that there's a ticking clock element of like we got 20 hours to get in and out. Kind of
probably
thing.
like the core is going to blow up or something like that. I'm sure.
Or at least
it loses orbit or something.
Orbit,
like
yeah. And
they have no idea what's going on that station. What were they researching?
Yeah.
That crazy Weyland-Yutani corporation.
It's a corporation. They're good guys.
Yeah, it's got to be stuff to steal.
Of course.
Yeah. How to give alien babies to people without the facehugger.
Yeah.
But it looks like they in the trailer, it looks like they spoiled that there's an android on board.
I don't think.
Did you guys catch that? No,
I didn't see that.
I
don't watch it again.
I'm sure that
maybe I missed the.
I'm
part
sure
of
you're
it,
right, but I don't.
Because I know the actor, the black actor that I see on screen, his eyes turn like pale white.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was in the previous one too. Yeah. They showed,
but he has little Weyland-Yutani symbols on his eyes.
I didn't know that. I didn't see that.
Oh no, I didn't see that either.
But I assume usually there's always one android.
It's got to be in it. Yeah, it's the staple of the franchise.
So I was like, okay, but I mean, and to me, since they're not like actual blue collar kids and stuff, so that made sense to me that they're young and stupid, and they're just like, oh, we're trying to make ends meet here because they're probably living in a world or a
maybe
point
this is finally the crossover with Jason X.
Oh God!
Where it was a bunch of students in space.
Him versus the Xenomorphs.
Jason X versus Xenomorphs.
There you go.
Yes.
That'd be an interesting fight.
I think the Xenomorphs would win because
obviously, eventually,
the acid blood would just.
But it wouldn't really phase him. He'd just be like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, because then he'll get like that new nanotech body that he has in that movie.
That's true.
But the acid will still eat through his body, though, I think, regardless. Because he's close combat, so anything splats
true. Yeah. But he just keeps moving.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't phase him. He wouldn't hurt him. Well, I mean, eventually it would just eat away at his body and fall apart. But.
Yeah, I mean, he would just,
Speaking of Romulus, though, we have aliens in general. We have a little surprise for you at the end of the show.
Yeah.
We're going to go into it. But for right now, let's move on to Twisters. Yeah. Not Twister. Twisters. That Watson watched in 40X.
I did.
He's still. And how does your back feel, sir? How's physical therapy?
It's you know what? It's a lovely massage. Yeah. No, it was. Yeah, I had a great time. I took to my friends Red and Sid.
Okay.
They've never been to a 40X movie before.
Oh, really? Poor guy. This is the movie you took them to see?
This was the first.
Wow.
They both had a ton of fun. They basically were just like the movie itself. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw it or not.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I still got to.
It's not. It's okay. It's Twister. It's basically
that's what Twister. I heard.
No, I mean I've heard it's like it's your fun. It's your typical fun action.
Yeah,
comedy.
It's a
fun film. Summer movie.
Yeah, it's a little summer disaster.
Yeah, exactly.
Movie.
90s. Yeah, 90s spirit.
It's there's no real connection to Twister.
So I've heard. Yeah,
which is very interesting. I thought at one point Helen Hunt would show up.
Right, you would think somebody would bring back. Yeah.
But no.
Or mention the people or the first mission or something like that.
The only thing they do have at the beginning of the movie is the Dorothy from the first movie, the Dorothy with the sensors is like it revolves around a group of like early 20s
storm chasers.
Well, they're college kids.
Yeah.
And one of them has the idea that she's going to basically can tear apart a tornado from the inside.
Right. By releasing like moisture inside of it or something like
it's like diaper stuff basically.
Yeah.
They'll suck all the moisture out of a tornado and take away its fuel.
Yeah.
So she's like, well, we're going to go do this. And like, it's her and her boyfriend and like her couple of friends and they go out in the field and they've got the Dorothy there and basically everything goes wrong. You know, and a lot of people end up dead.
Her team is killed or whatever.
Yeah. And so then she cuts to like 5 years later. She's in New York, and is like a weather girl in New York kind of thing, like a meteorologist. Sorry, not weather girl. And is kind of one of the other teammates that did survive. Asks her back to Oklahoma to be like, look. I used to work for the military. We have these new radar dishes that I figured we can place around the tornado and like triangulate and get better quality. Like he's like these radar, these like PAR radar dishes can like you get so much better information now than what Dorothy was able to do. That we can set this up, save a bunch of lives, but I need your help because you're the best storm chaser I've ever seen. And it's kind of like this, like you can tell he's got a crush on her. Like, oh well, they won't, they kind of thing. Yeah. And then they go back to Oklahoma, and fucking there's Glenn Powell though. He
of course
shows up as a cowboy, as just like pure testosterone, dripping wet, like just like, hey there, lady, and it's like, oh, that poor guy's fucked. Like, and it's like through the movie, like people were laughing because he was like, hey, how's it going, and just like, it wasn't happening. And it's very much a, they've got it's kind of the reverse of the first movie where the main protagonist is who you're following. Her group are like the well-funded scientists, versus like the storm chaser cowboy group,
right?
That Glenn Powell's group is, and of course, and they end up like working together in the end to kind of defeat Weather, the big bad Weather,
right? The Twisters,
the Twisters, because there's twins. But no, it was a fun movie, and man, we went Sunday to go see it 4DX, and it was sold out all day.
Really?
Wow.
Oh wow.
So we had to go Monday, and it was like we got like final 3 seats for like a 7:00 showing or something like that. It was crazy. Like it was people dressed up. They dressed in like cowboy hats and white shirts.
Yeah.
I mean, there was water flying everywhere.
Yeah. How was the wind in there?
It was crazy. They had fans there. They had smoke going off. When lightning happens, they would have the strobe lights going. Yeah. So it was a lot of fun, and it was, Red got a bunch of popcorn before going in. I was like, you better eat that now.
Yeah, right.
Because it's going to get soggy and it's going to get everywhere.
Yep.
And it did. It was just like, So it was a lot of fun, and he said like I wouldn't watch this movie on like on HBO.
Right.
It was like this was kind of the perfect way to watch that
film.
Because it is a big roller coaster movie. So
is there just one final scene with the Twisters, or are there a couple? Obviously, aside from the first one that wipes out her team, are there more than just the 2 that we've seen?
Yeah, there's multiple. So she goes back, and they're like trying to set up the radar. So they find one. It's like I guess was it the E3? They have a scale like 1 to 5 of how big they are.
Yeah.
And they find one, but she freaks out. She has like the flashback of like, I can't do this. And then like it's like, of course you fucking everyone died. Like, why did you think you could do this? And then so like there's multiple attempts to get the information, and then finally what she realizes, like her friend who's doing this PAR radar, like started this company, got funded by a guy who's using the information to buy out homes that get destroyed, like buy out the property. So like they're feeding this information to this land mogul kind of thing, and he's going and making offers on people who have lost their homes. And so she's like, this is wrong, we shouldn't be doing this, like you made this to save lives, and instead you're reaping the benefits of all these people losing their homes. And the friend's like, well, like I want to save lives, but I got to make money. I got to have money to do this, And so she becomes part of Glenn Powell's team kind of shit, because he's like, oh, like your idea of seeding these storms to die, make them die out, like it's actually a worthwhile cause to do that. So they all team up, and then there's a giant F5 that is going towards the town, and they're like, we got to save the town and stuff like that. And so they go into town, and this is my favorite because they're like where can we make people hide? The movie theater. So they like take all these people into a movie theater, and like there's literally lines where it's like, this movie theater can't take what's coming. I'm like, how is this not in the trailer? Like it's a perfect line. And and like she's like, oh, I gotta save this town. So she gets in the truck and tries to drive into the tornado herself, just sacrifice and and let her experiment off, and saves everything.
Good.
So and
all right.
it's cheesy.
Yeah,
but fun.
But it's a fun summer movie.
Absolutely, and I wasn't expecting a lot going in, and it delivered on what it promises.
Yeah, I mean that was the common thing back in the '90s,
and it made a shit ton of money.
Exactly.
So, I was like, that's a good thing, And it wasn't I don't think it cost like $200 million to make. I think it was like maybe around 100, but
nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Speaking of things getting twisted up.
Yeah. But before I was gonna ask, how many spooky ghosts would you give Twisters?
Well, it's not a horror movie thing though.
Well, I mean, we could.
I give it.
We got to come up with something else different. How many bags of tea?
I'll give it 2 pieces of candy corn and a bone.
Okay.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh,
I think. I don't know.
We got there'll be a legend there with all the different
the ratings,
like what each piece means.
The Boys, the season, the season finale was just like last week.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch it?
I did not.
I did.
I did too.
Yeah.
Watson, what'd you think of it?
I mean, I get there's some fatigue with people with this show. Like, there's been a lot of people coming out against it.
A little bit, yeah.
Because it feels like they're kind of treading water a bit.
Well, it's also, I think a big part of the show, the problem with the show is what Chad brought up with season 1 of Rings of Power. Mm-hmm. Is it's a lot of filler stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of characters just talking about how terrible things are. And it's like, yes, I get it.
Yeah.
It's, they could probably make each season probably like 2 episodes less.
Yeah.
Because now they're like 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Probably
there's a lot.
Do like 5 or 6 in there.
They started like a plan, and then something gets foiled, and then
and then some things just kind of go away. Like Frenchie with that guy, they were messing around, and by the way, Frenchie killed his family.
Right.
Oh, and now he's gone, and Frenchie's back.
Yeah, Frenchie goes to prison.
Yeah,
but you don't ever see him there, and then he's back, and then he's out.
Yeah, and now him and Kimiko are into each other again. After she was telling him like, no, it's okay. I don't, whatever. Okay, like you could have cut that. Because they didn't move the story forward at all.
I like their chemistry though. I will say, like Kimiko and
chemistry and French, of course. Everybody loves their chemistry. Yeah, everybody wants them to.
They're sexy too.
Everybody wants them to be together. Yeah.
That's
why it was weird that they just kind of threw that in there.
Yeah, they did need to do a little more with them.
Yeah.
I love the episode with Simon Pegg as Huey's dad.
That was a great episode.
And at first I thought it was weird, like because he was in a coma for like 4 episodes. For a while,
yeah.
And I was just like, are they just having Simon Pegg get paid just to lie there in a bed?
Yeah, of course.
Lucky son.
Well, isn't he sometimes he's like a producer of the show or something?
I think so. Yeah.
He has something to do with it behind the scenes. So
Well, if you read the comic book, like. The image of Huey is a young Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
So that's I mean they wanted him to be it, but he aged out.
But,
but the episode where he actually wakes up and then has this kind of weird
like
because
morphing power
because he's saved because Huey brings Compound V to save his dad because he wasn't ready to say goodbye. And this kind of happens in comic book too, where if you give someone who's deceased Compound V, they kind of come back as a zombie.
Or
like not a zombie, but they're just kind of like this brainless beast kind of thing. And he comes back and he seems like himself. Then he's kind of like this dementia that sets in, and then he doesn't know where he is, and he's like phasing through things and phasing through people, and but like stopping in the middle and just like it's terrifying.
It's really weird how a lot of people like there's mass murder in the show and it's like never investigated.
Right. Yeah.
It's just like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's another day.
Yeah.
So I thought that episode was really beautiful where Huey had to kind of say goodbye.
Yeah. That was,
and learn to let go. And the kind of the story arc of the season was kind of forgiving your past and forgiving the sins of your past and letting go of hate and stuff like that. Like you saw that with Huey finally forgives A-Train. Like, dude, I've hated you for so long, and look where we are now.
Right.
Like, so, to some extent, even with the Newman plot, like he starts to like Victoria Newman, like he's like, look, I could, we could try. I can throw acid at you. I could do all this stuff. It doesn't work. Let's just try and get like. I can't believe you want to, incarcerate regular people,
right? And concentration camps.
Yeah. That was a big. That was a big reveal.
Because there's a internal coup going that they're planning with Homelander becoming basically the president.
Oh.
Newman will be the president, but he'll be the actual controlling
he would be
force.
His puppet.
Yeah.
And it takes all place in January 6th, which is because I think even the creators of the show is coming off like this is very politically charged.
Yeah, for sure.
There's not a lot of it's a lot of wink to the crowd. So
they also did a plot to assassinate the president. Yeah, which had already been filmed. Everything they didn't, and then they had the Trump thing that happened in real life, and so they had to
2 days before the episode.
Yeah, so when they released the episode, they had put a disclaimer like there is. Be warned. There is scenes of political assassination, violence in this episode. Yeah, so it was kind of chilling that it was kind of like, echoing real life. Right. Yeah. So
we had some great new characters thrown in, like Sister Sage. Who's like the smartest person on the planet, and Homelander through the course of the season. He's kind of sick and tired of all the yes men.
Yeah.
Because basically everyone in the 7 is dead or following him.
Right.
And he's not getting any real feedback. So he goes to her going I need you to help me. You might be on my level kind of thing, which is so funny because he does think of himself higher than everyone else.
Right.
And even she's like, I knew you would kind of fuck me over in the end. And then Homelander's dealing with his own mortality. So through the season,
he's actually aging.
He's learning. He's got great, he's got gray hairs.
Yeah.
And it's just he's aging out, and what is his legacy? So I kind of think that kind of pushes his agenda a little bit more to where he's like, I want soups in the White House. I want, it doesn't come out of nowhere because the first 3 seasons were very much just I don't want to be a puppet of Vought.
Right.
So he takes out everyone in the company except for him.
Yeah.
So I could see where they're going, but I definitely feel like they have to wrap this storyline up. I'm glad they said next season is the last season.
Yeah. I mean, they should have wrapped it up this season. Should have probably been the last,
Yeah. Because even the comics, there's not, from the beginning of the comics to where Homelander finally gets ended. It's not a long run of books.
Right, so I've heard. Yeah. I've never read them, but yeah.
Yeah, it's I think 80 issues. I'm not sure, but so definitely going forward, and they were dealing with the Butcher's cancer.
Yeah,
because he used the temp V last season, and so he's on a ticking time clock of I've got 6 months to live. How do I take care of Ryan? How do I take care of Homelander, and all that? And he kind of becomes the big bad. In
a way he does. Yeah. He becomes what he's been fighting this entire time.
Exactly.
I mean, it's. I've followed the show from the beginning. I think it's especially the first 2 seasons. The first season especially was pretty groundbreaking. Imagine if we had superheroes were real and they're corporatized and they're all a bunch of assholes.
They're just
I mean, I some of the stuff that the show does is a little repetitive. Like they had this Tech Knight guy who's like a Batman-esque kind of character in this sision, and he of course he's like a fascist, sadist, like a sadomasochistic guy, like ball gags and tying people up and that kind of shit. And he's got a basement full of shit. Yeah, so Huey has to infiltrate as like this Spider-Man type of superhero. He's wearing like his disguise, and they kind of tie him up. Yeah, Web Weaver. That it reminded me of like the Doctor Strange movie, because like at one point America Chavez is like, "Oh, do you guys have a Spider-Man? Do webs come out of his butt?"
Yeah, remember? That's literally what he does.
And this Web Weaver, literally spider webs come out of his butt.
He's got like a little extra hole.
Yeah, which is it's just okay. But like some of the stuff that the show does is really repetitive. Like every single superhero is like a fucking freak when it comes to sex. It's just like, oh my! Right. I'm like rolling my eyes at this point.
It's
like,
got to be someone
God.
Who isn't.
Yeah, right? and it's Annie. Annie's the only normal like superhero, and maybe to an extent, A-Train to an extent.
Yeah,
like they're the only kind of like who have any kind of like humanity left. Right. And I guess it's because the show's trying to prove like,
power corrupts.
Power corrupts, absolutely. Absolute power corrupts, absolutely. Plus, they're also kind of gods.
Yeah, which in the public eye.
Yeah, and Homelander sees himself as a god. He doesn't see himself as human. He says they're only human. When he's
you find out that when A-Train turns on the Seven, and he actually helps the boys out. He says that like every save that he's done has been staged.
Yeah,
like that Vought has just done all, and like he finally does like a save with Mother's Milk with and that's as close to being a real hero as he's ever been.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Even though he's been a hero for over a decade.
Yeah, but they're all in the public eye, and it's all like just basically they're just child stars.
Right, exactly. So I mean, I like the commentary that the show is making on on society. But some of it gets repetitive. Like, oh, Tech Knight's a sadomasochist. Right. Oh wow, I didn't see that coming. So it's okay. It's that kind. They're all like really weird people that are.
Well, the big complaint I've heard is like everyone feels like Homelander's getting dumber each season.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Like he started off actually pretty. On the. But it could be just he's getting more and more unhinged.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I think that's what it is. Yeah. I mean, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with him becoming so wrapped up and enamored with himself, thinking he is a god, that he begins to lose touch with reality. I'm fine with that.
I will. Anthony Starr better get some kind of award.
How has he not yet, dude?
There's one scene where he goes back to the lab that raised him,
that created him,
and he finds he shows up with this whale cake.
Yeah, it's like an ice cream cake.
Yeah, and like he's like. Put big smile on his face. He's like, "Hey guys, how you doing? Oh, hey John, like you're the one that used to torture me when I was a kid. You put me in the oven to see if my skin would roast." And it's like, and it didn't, but it hurt. And so he puts him in the oven. Like it's so good. And and he's like telling one guy to like masturbate in front of him, and like if you get hard, I won't kill you. And like it's fucking crazy. And he's so good in it, and just like
his face, he's able to convey like this really crazy look with his face, where he'll be like, you can literally smile at somebody, like, hey, how's it going, and then like in an instant, like his face goes like this emotionless, like blank, like serial killer stare.
It's very like American Psycho, like
very much so,
like Christian Bale in that.
He's so good. He's so good at emoting with his face. It's just. I don't understand how he hasn't gotten something yet. Like, I don't know if he's won an Emmy for this or not. I don't know.
It's one of those things. I think the show, because it's so, it's gross out humor and stuff like that. It probably doesn't get as many that much. But I mean,
and I can't see anybody else but him playing that role.
Well, but also the show themselves have to push for consideration. If they don't, then they're not gonna.
I hope they do, man.
Even think about it.
That's true. Yeah, I'm sure Amazon has pushed, but who knows? Like, they're probably not. Yeah.
Speaking of which, in Comic-Con they announced, they're doing another season of Generation V, and then they're doing another spin-off show with Soldier Boy. With Jensen Ackles.
The prequel, or
it's gonna be all set in the 50s in New York.
How are they gonna do that? Because he's super racist and sexist.
And so it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be him and like the Payback, I think, is his team back then. So it's kind of like the start of Vought, and Stormfront's going to be in there too.
Oh, cool.
As like Miss Liberty or whatever she was labeled back then.
Yeah, so. She was the former Nazi.
Yeah, because I think she's a great, the actress is fantastic.
No, she's amazing. Like that character was great.
I think they're bringing her back for that too. So
cool. All right, nice.
Another spinoff.
Lot of shows.
And the final thing, Chad and I went to go check out with our friend Justin. Went to go check out Hook at the Aero Theater in Santa Monica this past weekend. Or excuse me, the weekend before that.
The Blues Traveler song?
The Blues Traveler song.
No. All right. Am I the only one that's over 40? Okay.
I don't know what that is. I'm over 40. I know what that is.
I know Blues Traveler, but I didn't know that's the name of the song.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah. Anyway, the Hook, the 1991 film starring Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman, directed by Steven Spielberg, who calls Hook the worst movie he's ever made for some reason. He doesn't like it.
Everybody likes to self-loathe, themselves on their work or their piece. So I understand. Hey, if you want to hate on it, make it easier for you. But hey, it was a good movie.
Yeah, Chad, what'd you think of it? Because it was the first time you and I had watched it in theaters.
Yeah, I've only seen it on TV as a kid or when I had my VHS. So I never caught it in theaters ever.
Yeah.
And I heard America Cinematheque. Thank you for putting on this 70 millimeter fest that you guys do. They've had a bunch of movies that you could go see, and Hook was one of them. And going to see it, I was like, okay, this. I wasn't sure if it was going to be like a updated. For some reason, I was thinking, oh, it's like a 4K release type of thing. I was like, no, that's not the case at all.
It's actual 7 million.
Yeah, it's an actual
real
from back in the day, and it was great seeing it on the screen. The quality of it was great. It was a little choppy in here and there, but that comes with film anyway, being degraded over time. So I really thought that it was fun, and it was surprisingly more packed than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, no,
they
got pretty packed in there. Yeah.
And people brought their kids too, and
like young kids who were like into it.
Yeah, they weren't like being unruly or wanting to leave or talk over the movie.
Right.
So they were really enjoying it themselves, and it was a fun experience.
It was great. I'm glad I got to see it in theaters.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's one of my favorite movies. The soundtrack is incredible.
Oh yeah,
I love that story so much. Like a grown-up Peter Pan who has forgotten who he is. There's so many great lines in that movie too.
Yeah,
so many great lines.
I wish I had a dad like you.
When Rufio gets stabbed in the heart. That's still a hard thing to see.
Yeah,
Rufio getting stabbed by Hook, and it's.
Did they have like a Q&A or anything involved?
No. We thought they would, but they didn't have anything. No.
Yeah.
But it was still great experience.
And they did it on Robin Williams' actual birthday as
well.
Oh,
exactly. Yeah, which was nice. Yeah. So, So
would you go back for Hook? Would you watch it again?
Fuck yeah! It was on theaters. No. Yeah, hell yeah.
Although
I watch that movie at least once a year, so definitely.
Yeah, I watch it. I go back to it a lot, but the thing is, I don't know if I'd go to Santa Monica for it again. I'd probably just go to the Egyptian because I like the Egyptian theater better.
Yeah.
Also, the air conditioning is better in the Egyptian.
Yeah,
it was a little warm in the.
It was a little warm in the so, but.
So you're saying the Hook will bring you back?
Yeah,
we're gonna copyright strike.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, no, if he plays less than 30 seconds.
There you go.
It's fine.
But yes, Hook is that's the song or the film.
Sorry,
it was great. I loved it, and I really wish we could get like a mini series because I'd love to see a backstory on the Lost Boys themselves. Hell, even Hook, man. Like, it would have been great to.
My question is
to see that
how because Hook's actually much older.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he's aged, but the thing is, that wasn't always a wig. That was when he knew Peter Pan. He was already that age, so he's been wearing a wig this entire time. I didn't read it as that. I read
it was
as Peter aged. He aged like he became older.
No, he was already.
Because that wouldn't make sense. Because then before
you don't age in Neverland, so how's that possible?
Maybe Shmi did. Obviously was outside of Neverland, so maybe Hook's outside. He has a day job. He's like, hey, everybody.
Maybe they did find some way to go back to the real world.
He's a pizza chef. Yeah. Now I can't make pizza no more because I lost my fucking head. This was fucking Peter Pan. And now I go back to Neverland.
They're actually like HR specialists.
Yeah, like all the adults, they actually have day jobs because they're adults. They grow up. So all the pirates were like, we gotta go back on Mondays. Mondays are my right.
What do you do for a living? I'm a tax accountant.
And because what did they call Peter when he tells him what his job is? Like, you're a pirate.
Yeah.
Peter. So obviously these pirates they have their day
Peter,
jobs.
You become a pirate.
Yeah.
It's like, did you see the movie Pan with the Hugh Jackman?
I did. There was some good stuff to that movie.
Yeah.
People hated it, but there was some good stuff. Like when they're on the ship and they're like flying through the air over London, and it's like it's the RAF attacks them because it's during the Second World War, so they think it's a ship, and they're firing on the pirate ship, and the pirate ship is kind of firing back.
Yeah.
There's some good nuggets to that, and then when they finally get to, I guess what's supposed to be Neverland, and they're singing the Nirvana song. As they're working, there's some good parts to it.
All the Lost Boys are like taken from different points.
And now like they're like these labor slaves.
Yeah,
in Neverland,
and they had like a young Hook. kind of thing, and it was it's
got its nuggets. They're pretty good. Overall, the movie isn't great, but I thought it was really interesting some of the things they did, and they at some point they like. because the pirate ship is leaving London and going into Neverland. They go through like space for a second. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
And they're kind of like airborne. They're weightless, I should say. It's an interesting take on the
It's to the star and to the right, or whatever.
Second star to the right.
Second star to the right.
Second star to the right. Yeah. And right on till morning.
Exactly. So that's why there's space involved, kiddo.
I do feel like we do get like a new kind of take on Peter Pan every 10 years or so.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I don't think that,
another one
but all of them have been, I think aside from Hook, they've all been the boy Peter Pan. Like we just recently had that garbage that Disney released recently, Wendy or whatever.
Right.
That shit was trash.
There was the one for the TV show Once Upon a Time where when he did show up, he was like evil and
he was
kidnapped
like
kids.
Right, yeah.
To things, and I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of like a mixture of the Piper, and Peter Pan, and like he's leading the kids to Neverland to take them away.
Yeah.
Make them work the diamond mines.
Yeah.
We need this silicone for my iPhone.
I would love to see a Hook miniseries. Give me a Hook miniseries to do. I can do one for you. Because I'd love to see, like, I wish we could have gotten one with that cast. Can you imagine, like, a backstory on Thudbutt, on the Lost Boys, on Rufio, where he came from, it's so good. At that part where Rufio, like, draws the line in the sword, and all the Lost Boys come to him, and that one little kid is there, and he, like, pushes Robin Williams' face back, and he's like, oh, there you are, Peter.
Past all the wrinkles.
Oh, yeah. So good.
He's hiding away.
Yeah.
So good.
And then also the movie's just bittersweet because, in real life, he's passed. And
exactly. I know.
Yeah, most of that. Well, no. We got Bob Hoskins passed away.
Bob Hoskins,
Robin Williams.
Maggie's... Did she die?
No, she's still.
No, she's Maggie Smith. Still very much alive.
It's crazy that they made her up to look old in that movie, and I mean she's always looked kind of old, on the elder side.
I think she was back then. She was like in her early 60s.
Yeah,
so
really?
She was
for that movie.
I think so. Yeah,
or
late 50s, somewhere
Sister
around.
Act, she was younger than that. And she still looked on the
and that's about around the same time.
Yeah, so. I think she's around like late 50s, early 60s. So she was already like quote unquote. She was already old.
It's funny because there are some ladies that have always looked old. Like I've watched like some like old 1940s, 50s movies with like what's her name? Oh crap! Murder She Wrote. Angela Lansbury. And you're just like, she's got like old lady face.
Yeah,
Yeah. Old lady face, I suppose.
Old lady,
and she was like 20, and you go, I see an old lady.
So like Maggie Smith is 89 now, and so so that was what 30 years ago that movie.
30 years.
Yeah. So she was late 50s.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
So it makes sense.
Hey, like how old was Christopher Lloyd for Back to the Future? Because they made him.
He was, I think, maybe in his 40s, maybe
40s?
mid-40s or something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Shocking, because like.
Yeah, well, they aged him up for sure for those movies. Yeah.
Also, it's funny. It's like everyone in the 80s looked a lot older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you go like, oh, they must have been like in their 60s or 70s, and you're like, no, that guy was like 35.
Yeah. I was like, ugh, hard times.
Yeah, I don't know why. Just
Christopher Lloyd was 44, I think, in that.
Damn.
Yeah, so mid-40s.
He was our age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like he was so young in Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
And Taxi,
And Taxi, yeah. And then so.
Well, Cuckoo's Nest was mid-70s.
Blueberries.
So and then the final thing is going back to Romulus. We will be having for probably our next episode, at least before Romulus movie drops or around the same time, we'll be doing a D&D adventure in the Alien franchise. What? Our friend Tim will be the dungeon master again.
Yes.
And he's cooked up a delightful story for us.
Yeah. He's very excited.
He's very good. We have to have we literally have to have a conference call with him.
Yeah.
So we can go over our characters that we've been assigned.
He is just so happy to kill us in so many ways.
He's definitely going to kill us in so many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. So we're playing a Colonial Marine investigation team. Some of us are playing Colonial Marine investigation to find out what happened to the Sulaco. So this is after the events of Aliens. And Chad plays a Coyote freighter captain.
Yes.
So we all know he's going to betray us.
What do you mean? I'm just the captain. I fly the ship, man. Wherever you need to go, I'll take you. I haven't picked the voice yet. This was working out a voice.
Yeah, this was gonna happen. He's gonna fly away at the first sight of danger for sure.
Like, since my ship's called the Coyote, am I more of a welcome to the Coyote, boys?
That sounds good. I like that.
It's like,
you gotta wear a hat though. You gotta wear
Captain Dawes. I'll wear my Hawaiian shirt. And
that's a good idea.
Like,
there you go.
Welcome to the Coyote, boys.
Yeah, wear a trucker hat with your Hawaiian shirt. Do that. I'm serious.
No, yeah.
Because we need to figure out a way to actually get this on video.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try. We'll figure it out. We'll try a video.
Cowboy hat for you.
Cowboy hat.
Cowboy hat or trucker hat.
I don't have a cowboy. I just have baseball caps, really.
Whatever. That would work. Yeah. If you have a trucker hat, it'd be so much better.
It would. Maybe.
If I get you a trucker hat, but will you wear it? It's nothing. Yeah. It's nothing crazy though.
No.
Yeah. It's just a regular trucker hat.
I mean, like, I was gonna maybe try to see if I can go to a gas station and find one or something.
There you go. Like something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
Something that's got like a something crazy on it.
Yeah.
The one I'll give you is just like it's from
just like an eagle. Just like a big old eagle.
Yeah, something like that.
I think I have a Pabst Blue Ribbon trucker hat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to get it, dude.
Yeah.
I will be wearing, because I'm playing a Colonial Marine Sergeant.
Yes.
So I'll be wearing fatigues with my vest and my actual Kevlar helmet. So.
Oh wow! Yeah. You're gonna sweat bullets like you did.
Yeah, just like last time.
Well, I mean, you can undo the top and just wear the bottom half. Tie the jacket around the waist. You know. While you're sitting here in my Coyote.
And Watson, you're playing
Mr. Green.
I'm lawyer, right?
What's that?
You're a lawyer?
I'm a lawyer for the
you gotta come in dressed up, dude.
Corporation. I don't like the way you guys are going about this. Sergeant, please don't destroy any evidence.
These fucking lawyers, man.
Don't worry about it. We'll just fly.
The company just needs the evidence safely, please.
We're entering the atmosphere at 75 degrees. We're going to be landing rough, guys, so buckle up.
I liked it. I like it. You should bring the collared, the suit with the collar, that's standing up, that Paul Reiser wears.
Yeah, I'm doing the straight up Paul Reiser role.
Yeah, just a button down shirt and hey guys,
and a very skinny tie.
Yeah, the kind of like 1980s futuristic look.
You got to have like an extra fatigue jacket.
That's what I was just thinking. As soon as you said that, I was like, I got one extra. I'll have Dan put it on. Because our friend Dan will be joining us.
Yes.
He'll be playing a major.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
You're gonna give him a buzz cut.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll
give
put
him a
him
jar
down,
head.
sure.
Definitely. All right, great.
The things we do for this podcast.
Oh yeah.
So tune in. Hopefully, we'll have that up before. I think because when is the Romulus break? I know
16th.
I know 16th. Yeah, 16th. Yeah.
So that's that's 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now. So
maybe,
that'll be our next episode we drop.
Probably. Yeah, well, that'll be the next one we drop.
Yeah.
And then after that we'll talk about Romulus itself because I'm excited for the movie.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't suck.
I got hopes. I got
hopes too. Hopes too.
I mean the director. I love the director, and I like it. It looks like going back to the first movie with some real horror.
Yeah, I hope I get scared, or at least because like the first one had jump scares, so at least it's gonna have that.
But there's stuff even in the trailer that I've never seen.
Yeah,
like with the way they use the light to
show the
see where it's
it's on the chest. Yes,
they make the face huggers look really fucking freaky.
Yeah,
I guess
they're trying to.
I don't know if it's a puppet or if it's animatronic or whatever like that, but like they look very present and not CG.
Yes, yeah.
So I'm happy about that.
Yes, cool.
There's something in the water.
I was gonna say, can you say it?
There's something in the water.
Water. I'm a bit of a thief. I'm here to find me some science materials.
We're gonna get in. We're gonna get out. We're gonna get a few things.
Sometimes they hire me to get into ships and steal certain materials.
Oh man, if we had like some kind of thief on our team, you definitely could have done that voice, dude. It's been great. It'd have been great. Been authentic.
Can I have some more?
Oliver Twist.
He grew up Oliver Twist 2099 in space.
Don't give him ideas, man.
Yeah. You want to take us out, Chad?
Yes. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Enter the Nerdom. And if you are not, which would be crazy if you are not, but subscribe, like, comment, follow us on Twitter, Instagram. YouTube soon to come. We'll probably post
the
video of the Alien D&D on there. Any place else? Am I missing?
No. We're Friendster or MySpace.
From MySpace.
Oh yeah.
Just
check out our MySpace account.
Tumblr.
Be on our top of my friends.
Bumble. We're on Bumble. All of us.
Bumble. Oh yeah.
You could date all three of us at the same time.
we're our own little throuple.
Yeah. We come as a set.
Yeah.
We each split the meal. You don't have to worry about the meal. We'll buy the meal, but we're splitting it 3 ways.
Splitting it.
We eat family style.
We eat family style.
In more ways than one.
Weird thing is we feed each other.
Yeah. We go across the table, crisscross applesauce, everything in between.
But yes, do what Patrick Stewart says and engage with social media with us.
Yes, please.
And if there's any movies or stuff you want us to talk about, we can always venture into the past.
Absolutely.
Into the
Or check out new stuff that you want us to check out.
Yeah, new stuff. So please let us know. And as we always say here at Enter the Nerdom, exit. Is it? It's been a while.
As we always say.
Enter the Nerdom, exit the
chest bursting
spooky ghosts.
There you go.
Nice.